Anybody else?
Anything else?
Yes. It's the party manifesto. You need one copy or? I need to sign this. As that's the declaration, but I need to sign it. Sorry, I need to sign it. Do you have a pen? I don't know if you need the payment receipts. No.
You what?
Payment receipts. No. Huh?
Oh, let me have them. Just for the copy. Let me have them. Anything more to give us?
This is my.
It is cleaning house.
This is my certificate, master's certificate.
Is it a copy?
Yes, the original is here.
Food you want to do. You have the audio.
That's the balance of the LRR. Maybe 200. I'm not sure how much. Photographs. Party logo and color.
Now you have the ID card number there.
Yes, only one more. Yes, they are not free. They are not free. Thank you. We got all the passport size.
Voters card number should be free.
Yeah, put it there. It is here.
Let me put it.
I don't. I will. My. It's voters card number. Okay.
Yes.
Can you read it for me, please? Voters card number.
One down. Let me reload the photo.
You can see. Can you see it? Can you read? Zero six.
This should be in our phone. Asset recognition, it should be in our phone.
It should be in your phone.
Yes.
Asset recognition. I didn't see that in the phone. Not all the forms, but the copy here. I'm not sure. Which of the form? It is either the person who went to photocopy it misplaced it, or
It was part of the package.
I didn't see it.
Thanks for somebody to come to get it from me.
enough.
What do you feel?
Okay.
Now
Thank-
we can move on.
Yes.
And you keep it as not submitted.
No, it is submitted. It is submitted, not partially submitted,
Now we are safe.
but not in accordance to you.
Yes.
Okay.
So we get to the first one we fill and send it before Friday, 4 o'clock.
Thank you. Here.
Sponsorship letter. Mr. Heather,
Yes.
your party should write a letter stating that they sponsored you to be a candidate in this election. Do you have that letter?
No, I don't have.
It's part of the guideline.
I think all the guidelines.
Guideline.
The guideline.
That one. Yes, no. Paragraph 2.
Number 2. Yes. A letter from the party is present.
So, again,
We have to bring that.
bring it before Friday, 4 o'clock.
Deposit. You have deposit of $10,000?
Yes. We have it. We forgot to change it. The dollars.
Well, we don't take dollars. We take dollars.
Maybe
So
we
what
can send
we do
somebody
is-
to go and change it.
Just like the other one, you can get it before Friday, 4 o'clock.
You can have it today, if possible, before 4 o'clock, before 6
Okay,
o'clock.
anytime before that.
Change it and come and pay tonight. Pay to him before, after 4 o'clock?
Yes, we are here till 6.
Yes.
To go down your.
Thank you.
Let me do all this.
Photograph, we will discuss with you how it should
It's
look.
coming. The photograph is-
You don't have to rush it. Don't bring it with the other items.
Thank you.
As well as the symbol, the same thing.
It's symbol. Okay, thank you.
We will discuss the sizing,
The size. Thank you.
the color choosing, the same thing. Voters card, same. Okay. So, we want to repeat the missing documents. We repeat for the missing documents. Okay.
No, I want to know what is outstanding.
Mr. Herrera,
Yes.
I just want to repeat the outstanding documents.
That's what I want to do.
One, sworn asset declaration in our official form.
Sworn declaration, huh?
So we'll give you the form before you leave. Send somebody to him. The campaign itinerary. Put something on
Campaign?
Itinerary.
Yes. We started, yes.
and letter of party sponsorship. And finally, finally the deposit of $10,000.
Thank you.
All these things should be in latest Friday 4 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Yeah. But we have to get the declaration from them so that
When we leave, somebody will come to my
Thank you. Sorry? Yes.
order more.
Yes. Can come. You'll still be here?
Yeah, we're here up to 6, 7. Between 4 and 6.
Yeah, working very hard. Thank you very much.
Somebody to greet you.
You change it? It's key. So, can we cancel that one? Cancel that.
Let me cancel that. Let me cancel that one. Hold on.
Let me do this.
Yes, for the display.
anata fan sum patio nyin lo patio nyin mo safa mam me bake ala loni sa intema bari ifana na 2017 nam patio nyin lota ya tan na nyami andum nyin carte formo mina wala ba tan la fo patio nyin ay sembo soto ban faman sembo soto kanto patio nyin mol ba fala ko amang fin fe param fanzi bake mol mang dali patio nyin na mang daraja bake
Well, Honorable Adara,
Thank you.
my pleasure to give you here with the receipt of your loan completed. Of course, there are still 3 items missing, and make sure they are brought here by Friday 4 o'clock. Thereafter, all you submitted will be subject to public scrutiny on Saturday.
Sir.
After that, we will let you know whether it's okay or not.
That's good.
Thank you very much. God
Thank you
bless.
very much.
And,
Thank you very much. Welcome back right here on Star TV. We will be going to the IEC back again. As you already know, I think Paul is on standby. Let me allow Paul to give us, details of what is happening there right now.
That he has already held.
Okay, and I have my colleagues here who is Momodu Bailabari together with Alaji Fati. Today's we just seen images of Gambia Alliance for National Unity, that is Gano Setijan Hydra, giving his documents to the chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, and then next will be DOI, and then Gambia Action Party GAP. We also going to witness another independent candidate who is not a person other than Tamsir M. Jase, an independent candidate. These are the candidates that are going to submit their nomination documents to the Independent Electoral Commission in today's nomination day 5. Bailobari, you welcome together with Alaji Fati.
Apaka bage sara bari ngol kal kontongal be Star TV le jibe ga mino fana be lamo kan radio to 96.6 mbal bismillah ko denke mba nomination coverage la min commence ta kabring sibiti longo la wonim bite ma bilomu lululu njangoti bi nyin somanda min nyanda tala wala mo ganoti doy gap anin Tamsir Jase mi lota independent candidate yala nga jele nyin temena comme nyaba ka nyabata nyin screen to ganu atakira moti mi yalon ko dal Cheikh Tidiane Haidara wala parti o nyaadon ko yam anu nyin temena fela furata IC anala molu nyaado do man ndoro man kibar talal fana sutala jele min yalon ko wala Paul Steven Pereira Omar Tunkara anen men kata anang adonyol fana atening IC la korrabo ndarato alaje
barka bake baylo bari aning Sara Camara tonya comme baylo ya fa nyamandong bilong twawol ko di day 5 of the nomination bilon til lulu nyaw nyum fananti anum bi tableau kan abe nyine nyamarong ganu wolom floti anu nyitemboto seti jan bejele halifa fanna parti o minale doy aning Gambia Action Party and han for independent candidate kilim yem fanam wala mo Tamsir Jase fanandi wol bebe sido nying fanan kanne budun Sara bi ning ko mo tableau kan abe laare nyine nyam.
Yes, thank you very much. Bente ñu ngi nuyu ñëpp ñi nga xamantene ñu ngi seetaan jamono ji ni rek. Let's just go live to Paul Steven Pereira. Paul.
He was nominated on the GDC ticket. So are you still in alliance with Jamaican PRC and Mama Kande or
No.
Tell us what is the latest.
The latest is I have my own political party, and that is the Ghana political party, the Gambia Alliance for National Unity. That is what that is what has just been registered.
So what is it's like less than
There was no marriage. We didn't sign any agreement, so there was no divorce. There was no marriage. Before you can talk of divorce, I think there has to be marriage first. You send kola nuts, and in our culture, people sit in the mosque and and read the sermons. That has never happened. And that is, as far as I'm concerned, we never signed an agreement, so that's it.
Do you have a disagreement with the former president? Because the president obviously, of course, went publicly and told his supporters to support you, and all of a sudden he changed his mind to say, let's support GDC. What can
He said something, he was talking, and at the same time we were talking, so I'm confused.
Okay, do you have a disagreement with the former president regarding to this alliance? Because he actually went publicly to ask his supporters to show their support of you, and all of a sudden, Mama Kande. What happened? Do you have a disagreement with him?
No, I did not have any disagreement with him. Yeah, we may agree on certain principles, but that is between us.
are you disappointed?
Disappointed? I'm happy.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry?
He asked his supporters to support, and all of a sudden asked to support someone else. How does that make you happy? How can that make you happy? What sense is in that?
You see, maybe you don't understand the candidate that is standing before you here. My destiny is in the hands of God. My destiny is not in the hands of Yaya Jammeh. Yaya Jammeh asked his supporters to support me. So if he decides to asked them to go to switch. In fact, that was not the case altogether, because he wanted me to be part of the coalition, but I decided to opt out.
So it was your own decision to pull?
It is my own decision to pull out of it.
So how do you feel from the first instance when he asked his supporters to pull you?
I was still thinking of it. That was why I never signed an agreement with him. There was no MOU. Nobody saw me signing any agreement. Do you want to put me in trouble? No. You see, I don't want to be a dictator. Okay? I have a political party, and I have an executive. I have people following me. Whatever decision I have to make, it has to be. I will have to consult them, and we all have to agree before I can do anything. And this never happened. Yes. Yes.
And so tell us, you have built a high-performing team that will help you run this country with your election as president.
Can you repeat that question?
Tell us about the high-performing team that you've built.
No, you said something before that.
Many believe that your party is not well structured.
Yes.
That's why the AP asked you to drop from your party, from the coalition. So tell us about the high-performing team that you've built to help you govern this country with your election as president.
You see, Gano political party is a new political party. It was registered in 2020. Even though I declared my intention to run for elections since 2017. But I know that if you go to my Facebook page and maybe in other social media forums, you will be able to determine whether our party is small or not. Because I know that we do pull a crowd of thousands of people before we even thought of meeting APRC. So I just want to make it clear here. I am not saying that APRC is a small party. If they join my party, they'll boost the number of my party. But my structures are intact, and we are ready. And come 4th December 2021, by the grace of Allah, we will all see.
Thank you. Right now, you are one of those that are vying for the presidency. Talk to us about things that you prioritize. Let's say if you win December 4th presidential election, what will Gano prioritize and make sure that...
First thing that Gano party, if you know the name, as a journalist, you should know the name of all the political parties.
Of course, I know you.
My party is Gambia Alliance for National Unity.
Thank you.
So the first thing I will do is to unite Gambians.
How do you do that?
How do I unite Gambians?
Yes.
Okay, to unite people is, sorry, yes. To unite, no, he has a question, and I have to answer his question. He said, how do I unite the Gambian people? You know that Gambians, the Gambia as we are today, you know that we are deeply divided. We have allowed us politicians to play with your minds. And then that is something that the Gano party will come and make sure that that doesn't happen. We have to be one in this country so that we can develop this country and progress.
What are the mechanisms that you're going to use to do that?
Well, the mechanism I'm going to use to bring people together.
Yes.
Will be. I'll start it with my cabinet when I'm elected president. Everybody will see that this is a person who does not believe in. No. Let me answer. This is the first time, at least. Everybody will know that this is a cabinet that welcomes every tribe in this country. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, Gambia should do away with all these tribal issues. We are one Gambia. There shouldn't be Jolas. There shouldn't be Fullers. There shouldn't be Mandinkas. There shouldn't be Serere. There shouldn't be Fullers. We should see ourselves as Gambians. And this is what I'm going to make sure I attain when I am elected president. Yes.
You understand that you came on the ground with American currency instead of the Gambian currency. You want to know why?
Yes. Everybody, I'm a human being. Okay? Everybody forgets. Of course, I had Dalasi somewhere, and I had dollars somewhere. Okay, in one of my pockets, I had Dalasi, but the Dalasi was not up to $10,000. But at least I had some dollars that is up to $10,000. And all what I needed was to ask somebody to change it. But we were on the peso. You can look outside here. My people could not get. I couldn't get my people here because there is no gas well in town. People cannot come. People want to come, and with that frustration, and I have to rush to be here on time so that I can meet the IEC and then talk to the pastors as well.
Thank you. It's time now.
No.
IEC officer say it's time. He say it's time. And now we have to go. Can we please do it outside? It's time now. The 5 minutes have elapsed. Please, Mr. Hedra, can we go, please? Thank you.
I want to hear your question. To diversify the no. You said you mentioned the dollars. Yes. Yes. So. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And what are they? Can you mention them?
I'll make sure that this country is very peaceful, so that when tourists come to this country, they'll be very comfortable. They'll be very comfortable, and they can go around any time of the day and night, and there'll be security for them. Can somebody else?
No, they'll still interview you outside, sir.
They'll
still interview you outside.
All right, thank you very much.
They'll still interview you outside.
I still want to talk.
No, outside. They'll do it outside.
And that is the leader of the Ghana party, Sheikh Tijan Hydra, who just completed his one-on-one face-to-face interview with the press after facing Alhaji Mohamed Njai here at the IEC election house. Like I said in the beginning, his Intel deposit, $10,000 deposit, was rejected simply because he came in with dollars which could not be accepted simply because it's not a Gambian currency. So, mbokk yi kooku mooy Cheikh Tidiane Haidara ki nga xam ne moo jiite lii di Ghana parti bi jamono ji jekkale li nga xam ne moo nekk one-on-one jàkkaarloo bi nga xam ne daf ko dee am ak lii di taskati xibaar yi gannaaw bi nga xam ne rek jàkkaarloo ak Alhaji Momar Njie ba tax na jublu na ci presse bi am waxtaan ak ñoom jamono ji moom mooy génn si ni comme noo leen ko gisee rek moom mooy génn ni pour dugg ci moto bi dégg ngeen sawar bi ambiance bi ci ñi nga xam ne mooy nekk lii di parti supporters mi parti militants ñu ko bugg ñoo nekk di génn si jamono ji pour ànd ak moom ci leen dina rek moom ngeen di gis ni ñu ko gërëm bu baax a baax leen dina rek loolu moo fi xew mooy ambiance bi nga xam ne moom lañ am fii tey dinañ fexe am ñi nga xam ne rek moo nekk ñi mu àndal waxtaan ak ñoom fexe gis leen laaj leen lan mooy seen jubluwaay ak bési tey fu mu toll ci ñoom. We will try to get the party supporters so that we can have them on one-on-one to ask them what are the main mean to them. Like I said previously, comme nuñ ko xamé rek mbokk yi fi ci IEC soy ñew da ngay ñew ak li nga xamné mo nek currency bi nga xamné mo nek manam Gambian dalasi bi waye mom nak tay mo nek ki nga xamné mo tambali bes bi dalasi yi nga xamné wala copper bi nga xamné bobu la jotona indi li di Alhaji Momar Njie daf ko rejecon simply because dafa nek li nga xamné mo nek dollars yi nga xamné yoy la indi dina jakarlo andak Gajigo gi nga xam ne moom teewoon na ci waxtaan bi dinaa ko laaj ñu waxtaan tamit dinañ jéem a indi ay ñi nga xam ne ñoo ànd ak moom laaj leen bési tey fu mu toll ci ñoom. Gajigo, before we link back to the main studio, we have seen the leader for the Ghana party, who is Sheikh Tijan Hydra. His Intel Force 10,000 deposit was entirely rejected by the IEC chairman. What does this mean to Gambians?
The presidential aspirant, when you get to the when you get before the IEC, according to those things that he was asked to submit to the IEC was documents including that $10,000. According to him, he made mention that there was not the money he had in pocket was not enough, was not up to $10,000. So he have to come out with the American currency, US dollars, to make it complete by changing it. But he had made us understand that the money he had was up to $10,000, but because of the fuel shortages that is going on in town right now, that was why he had to remove that money from his pocket to give his group for them to arrange for fuel and then the like. That was why that money was touched. So that was what happened so far when it comes to the money that he has to submit.
Thank you very much, Gajigo. Like I said, I will allow you to go and look for some few party supporters of the Ghana so that we can have them also and hear their view while I link back to the main studio. Salah and Kausu, if you're getting me, we come back from to get you back from the main studio here at the IEC.
Yeah, Paul, what actually transpired there? Is it only the deposit that was rejected or what?
Yeah, he deposited first, that is the US dollar currency, which was entirely rejected, and then he has to make ways out to make sure that he get the Gambian currency to settle the deposit that is supposed to be deposited as usual.
So meaning apart from the deposit, all the other documents, were good?
Yes, from his explanation, the Gambian currency he was having was like he touches because of the difficulties of getting fuel. He has to give it to his people to fuel the vehicles that they need to use for coming to these nominations. So that's why he has to bring in that dollars, which was rejected by IEC, but he managed to change it out from people and did what he supposed to do.
Yeah, but Paul, I don't think really that's an excuse. He knows that Gambia, our currency is Dalasi, so automatically whatever thing that he's doing, he has to make sure the deposit has to be in Dalasi. It's not in foreign currency. He knows that.
Yes, like I said, usually that is the procedure. If you're coming, you know that we're not using the Gambian Dalasi, so obviously IEC will have to reject the dollars because Gambia is we're using the Dalasi.
Hello?
Hello?
Paul, is it that he's not having a finance officer? Because as a political party, he must have, somebody who is responsible for the finances of the party.
Can you come again? I am not getting you guys. You're coming very low from my end.
Hello, Paul? What I'm saying is, I think he must have a finance officer. Is it that the party don't have a finance officer? The Ghana party?
Of course, I think they do, but it was managed to solve out quickly before any other proceedings could be done. Then probably we need to ask them that, whether the party doesn't have any financial officer to run all those things than the party leader doing it on himself.
Okay, all right. Paul, thank you very much. We will get back to you very soon. Immediately you have people that you're going to interview.
Thank you very, very, very much.
Okay, thank you very much. That is Paul Stephen Pereira there of the Independent Electoral Commission headquarters. That was the first nomination for the day, that is Gambia Alliance for National Unity, GANU, Seh Tijan Haidara. I have my colleagues right here with me, Alaji Fati, together with Momodu Bailo Barry. Quickly, Bairo, if you can just explain what transpired there in Mandinka.
Baden jibe la han ke belbe stati vile jibe kan nyimu lungnati lumi yalon ko bilo mu lulu njangota renying nomination wala fanala ganu mengada Cheikh Tidiane Haidara la patrioti wala folo tata kala kaytol samba bari na kibar tala bara min fa wala mengada Paul Stephen Perati mengada tanyi Cheikh Tidiane Haidara ti gano ala ate ko do min samba wonata ke US dollar ti mobi yalon Gambia nga dala solo use so IEC nata wo reject le comme Paul ya fo nyaming annon ay kuma do fana fo mimba dendeng atani ya jame ila diamola wayre commando no nga moyle ko ya jame commando ko ka foko ala APRC ning gano ye laño kan ate ya kilo na da ko inton ako sa alaftale ala party on jidi ci laño kan wuruna rek fente mi yalon ko dal gano ate ya nyamin dal ko ate da mantara wo diamodo comme afa nyamin comme afo aldia mo nyani ako nimu felente mi yalon ko dal MOU tanu atani tema minga atani MOU ti aning minga ka sonyola so nimu felente mi yalon ko baade ngol wala ka atani IEC nyin temena ganu nyin temena aliaje anala mol fele iba findi kan IEC ngalo nyato do manim fana inshallah parti dol fana so tala jele mi yalon ko wala binala atani IEC kila nomination ol sambaje sara.
Okay, thank you very much, Alaji. We've seen what transpired there. In dollars, and of course we using dollars. Yeah, because this is a national issue. So when you are going to do a deposit, at least it's supposed to be in dollars.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And I think they should have a financial officers, who handles all these things, not from him, because the finances of the party, anything, mobilization, anything, has to be job and responsibility of the financial people, the person who's taking care of the finance, but not he himself. Is it that Cheikh Tidiane Haidara is the PRO, financial secretary, everything. Flag bearer, everything.
Yeah, I think, Sarah, this is an, explosion to the Gambians that how this organized GANU party is. Because, look, that is why IEC, they make it compulsory for all the parties to go for an Congress.
Yeah.
In the Congress, that is where who is your party leader, your secretary general, your finance department, that is your who's your auditor and your auditor general.
Yes, but I think
so if
those papers, because before IEC accepts you, I think those are some of the criteria that they look for before they accept your political party, and I think there are names that are on those documents.
Yeah, that is the main principle of organizing a Congress. Yeah. That is to put in a way that you'll organize up to an extent of representing your party and projecting all that the party deserved. Now, coming to the IEC, and then we knew that it was very clear, the amount should be in dollars. Yeah. And how comes on earth you can bring dollar to the IEC? Yeah. So that shows that we are seeing another one-man party system, which has been going here for quite so long, and now the country did not have any room for that. There have to be a collective responsibility. We don't want to promote, or we don't want to see any dictatorship again in this country. So, like in certain basic things, that shows that you are not organized actually.
Okay. Thank you for Bailo. What's your take on that?
Yeah, definitely. It is very true. As you rightly mentioned, you and Alaji, I think a party should have a structure. A party should have branches. All right, because you don't expect Cheikh Tidiane Haidara alone, to be the flag bearer, to be the treasurer, to be the technical man. So it is very important, for Cheikh Tidiane to know that in the initial stage that Gambia is using dollars instead of US dollar. I think he must go back to the drawing board and see. Okay, of course.
Kausu Baji just joining us. Kausu, are we seeing briefcase party? Yeah. Are we seeing briefcase party, Kausu?
Yes. Thank you very much, Sarah. Assalamu alaikum, askan wi ñu nuyu waat leen rek ku nekk ci turam ak santam. Absolutely, Sarah. This is the least expected, but also for it to emerge from a one-time Justice Minister of the Gambia, legally inclined, is something that is the absolutely, this time around I will not call it the least expected, but unacceptable. Why did I say so? It's because if you legally inclined, the first thing that you know is trade of currency in every country. We know Gambia, what we use is the dalasi. We know clearly that this is, like you mentioned, a national issue. It's a state affairs. It's just like going to the state house to do dealings, official dealings with the state house, and taking other currencies beyond a dalasi. But also, this also indicates generally how some people also run their political parties, to a point that you have the criteria met to ensure that, on paper, to ensure that you can actually pass through the requirements of IEC, Secretary General, Party Leader X, PROY, and then the list continues. But in reality, even for those people to say things, it has to be from you. For finance to come, you have to be the general mobilizer. You mobilize the fund, you're the finance officer. You give it to the person to implement, and that person becomes not a finance officer, but a spending officer. So this is clear. If he have actually presented it in a way that it was the organization, that is the political party, that went into financial crisis, and he supplemented. But as a result, the monies he had there is dollars that could have been even accepted, a little bit acceptable, than because they don't have their because of the fuel crisis, he supported. And then it becomes the I syndrome instead of the we syndrome. And I keep saying this, the way you rule a political party many a times will be the way you would rule the position.
You're going to rule, you know,
any position that is given to you.
Exactly.
So, comme li ma doon wax si kàllaamaay wolof gannaaw bi nga xamante ne nuyoo na jaajëfal ki nga xamante ne moom mooy suñu naataango bi Alaaji Fati Sara li nga xamante ne moom lay liñ gis mooy ki nga xamante ne moom mooy Cheikh Tidiane comme ni ma ko dee waxee jiite parti bi nga xam ne moom mooy parti Gano breakaway APRC bi moom lañ njëkkoon a jox li nga xamante ne moom mooy seen support maanaam trop li nga xam ne moom mooy seen wéet ñu bëri bi nga xamante ne moom mooy bu Yaya Jammeh waxee Gano si la lu ñu bëri ñu ne si la political party bi fës dégg nañ ko si kàddoo mu ne 2000 mooy at bi nga xam ne moom lañ weesu si lañ form political party bi waaye nag moom depuis 2016 amoon na éene bi 2017 yes amoon na éene bi pour run for li nga xamante ne moom mooy presidency suñ bàyyee xel Cheikh Tidiane benn jamono nekkoon na ministre bi nga xamante ne moom moo amee wàllu dëgga ak li nga xamante ne moom mooy àtte ci biir réew mi ñi ko wax li nga xamante ne moom mooy di justice ministry mu nekk nit ki nga xamante ne ñëpp nangul nañ ko li nga xamante ne moom mooy xam-xam bu mu jàng ci wàllu luwaa kon tey jii suñ ñëwee ba fi nga xamante ne moom mooy bunti IEC ñu gis ne mu ne am nañ jafe-jafe bi nga xam ne am nañ ko si wàllu gasoil ba tax na waxut ñun Gano mu ne man dama jël li nga xamante ne moom mooy xaalis bu ma waroon a joxe ko li nga xam ne moom mooy gasoil ñaari jàngat lañ si mun a amee mooy ne ndax li nga xamante ne moom mooy Gano parti benn nit mooy diri ñeneen ñi toppa wala mu nekk li nga xamante ne moom mooy comme ñeneen ñi nuñ ko defee da nga am secretary party leader and secretary general nga am a finance officer si kayit waaye kooku spending officer la dee nekk ci kaalamay angale finance officer mooy ki nga xamante ne moom mooy téye xaalis nit ñi di ñëw di laajte ci moom muy joxe waaye ki nga xamante ne nit ñi ñoo laa wax naan jëfal nga jëf nangam laa jox ñu jox la yow spending officer nga lañ ko dee ooyee si kaalamay angale kon su fekkee ne loolu la ma ne lan lañ si mun a jàngee façon ngi nit yooyu moon koy ni nga jiitee sa political party lu gën a bëri suñ la denkee mbootaay wala li nga xamante ne moom mooy nguur noonu nga koo doxalee and then loolu li moo wone mooy nekkaat asiwaat fi beneen dictateur bi nga xamante ne su nekkee président
waaye ñun ñu ngi dégg ci ay kàddum mu ne wax ne mu ne moom
ndax da ngeen ko bëgg a def dictateur
ndax dañ ko bëgg a def dictateur
waaye waxut ne bëggut a nekk a dictateur waxut loolu de mu ne do you want to make me a dictator he said I don't want to be a dictator angale bi dafa leer so loolu noonu li moo wone rek may ne parce que xam nga dictators duñ dee turn overnight dañ dee gather powers dangaa jékki-jékki jël benn si doole keneen boole ko si sa bos jël beneen doole boole ko sa bos nga jékki-jékki yokka benn mandarga wala title comme niñ ko angale dee waxee nga rangal ko sa bopp noonu lañ dee dooree so dañoo dem ba nga xamante ne ñoom ñoo dee taxaw ñu nekk di strongest man the most visible person si fi nga mbootaay mi nga xamante ne moom la ñoo jiite and then bëri na
waaye xam nga normally Kawsu soo xoolee fii nii parti yu bëri yi nga xamante ne nit ñi kenn moo ko ñëw sampa at the end of the day daf dee nekk in a form of a dictatorship all right because kooku lu mu bugg a si parti bi at the end of the day loolu moo dee happen surtout su fekkente ne di financial muscle all right finance bi yëpp moom moo koy def moom moo koy dépasse da nga gis ne ñu nekk si parti bi sax dañ ko dee ragal bi nga xamante ne duñ ñemee wax dara wala criticize ko si len li nga xamante ne kooku noonu def na ko ci li nga xamante ne àndut ak sart ak loi ni parti bi
loolu nag mooy war a mën a tax ba independent electoral commission ñu gën a farlu li nga xamante ne moom mooy seen gestu parce que gis nga lu gën a garaaw si mbir mooy financial monopoly si angale su fekkee ne yow yaa ngi bokk si mbootaay tey jii loolu mu nekk ay political party every single political party man ni ma ko dee waxee is a government in waiting
exactly
parce que anytime nit ñi mun nañ laa yaakaar far la tey jii yow su fekkee ne yaa ngi doxal fonds yi nga xam ne yaa ngi ko raise on the name of the party mu nekk yow yaa ko moom kon bés boo toogee soo jëndee caméra sa pour state media bi da ngaa ne yaa ko moom parce que gis nañ ñi ngi ko fi waxoon understand nga mënuñoo différencier lan la state bi moom state bi lan lañ leen defal ba tax ñoom ñu am doole buñ am ba ñu mun a génn dem lijjanti li nga xamante ne moom mooy li ñooy lijjanti tey jii su fekkee ne yow political party bi yow yaa ngi raise fond si turi political party bi baraa ngaa fond political party kenn mayut la kenn joxut la kenn jëlut xaalis jox la pour nga doxal tey jii nga ñëw jël ay mbooloo dajale kii mu nekk fan si Saara mu asi kii nekk fan si Kawsu mu asi kii nekk fan ni Baylo Bari mu asi ñooñu ñëpp ñu jël loolu noonu boole tey jii parce que yow yaay njiit bi ñu denkala ko yow nga foog ne yaa ko moom yaay buur yaay bomi yow num la neexee nga koo doxalee te yow sooy jël doo laajte wala sooy laajte kenn du ñemee wax déedéet it's obvious ne soo toogee si nguur suñ taxe bu ñoo collecte noonu nga koo bugg a doxalee even finance minister du la ñemee wax ne amuñ enough xaalis su fekkee ne yow yaay président te nga request ba tax na su ne amuñ enough xaalis di nga ko war dogal feneen and then loolu gis nañ ko times without number so moo tax man dama ne support naa di idea ne 2 years yu nekk ñu def élection baax na waaye ndax waxtu jotut pour ñu def ko mandatory nga xamante ne political parties yi comme nu ñoo poussé pour ñu am term limit si li nga xam ne moom mooy suñ nguur ndax waxtu jotut pour ñu am li nga xamante ne moom mooy term limit si suñ political parties yi regardless of nga win ou nga lose dina wàññi li nga xamante ne moom mooy di li nga xamante ne moom mooy di enthusiasm maanaam gis bugga bi nga xamante ne dañ ko dee bugga jubale ko si mbir bëri na political party yi nga xamante ne tey ñu ko jiite suñ fi jógee duñ amaat a clear testimony is APRC.
gis naa yeneen réew Kawsu seen political parties yi dañ dee am congress every 2 years su ñu amee congress every 2 years wala every 5 years lu ñu dee def moo nekk ne ki nga xamante ne moom moo win jiite parti bi kooku moo dee nekk di flag bi ba pare kooku moo dee war a taxaw pour presidential election naam su fekkee ne sax ñoom am nañ ruling party su fekkee ne sax is a ruling party waaye ki nga xamante ne kooku moo win congress bi next ticket bi kooku moo dee dem
absolutely no in fact indi Gambia loolu moo asi woon coow suñ bàyyee xel at one point in time ñëpp nangu woon nañ ki nga xamante ne moom mooy looy Ousainou Darboe bu mu nekkee si jafe-jafe ñu jiital ki nga xamante ne moom mooy Adama Barrow bu mu ronee seen jafe-jafe bi fu mu dooree mooy ne ñu ne a sitting president don't go into primaries at party level so but lu ko waraloon mooy the same issue nit ñi gisewuñ woon political party bi nit ki lañ dee gis ku jiite political party ba dañ dee yaakaar ne su dul moom du nekk party bi and loolu moo taxoon moom buñ doon wane congress bi moom dafa waroon a dem primaries at that time moom lu mu gisoon mooy moom dafa demoon primaries am in 2016 October ju tànn ko November ñu ñëw li nga xamante ne moom mooy di same 2016 November ñu ñëw li nga xamante ne moom mooy congress bi nga xamante ne moom lañ defoon political party yëpp ñëw mu jàlla foofu noonu ñu ñëw December réew mi jàllale ko naam buñ ko jàllalee November dafa resign on loolu noonu war nañ ko mën a bàyyi xel waaye ñoom still nangu woon nañ ne seen doom la si ñoom la jógee so loolu noonu lu ase woon division bi it wasn't ne seen doom la wala du seen doom it was the concept of diw moo fa nekkoon moo fa war a nekkaat ak diw moo ron October ñu tànn ko kon tey jii moom moo pool crowd bi moom moo fa war a nekka and lii moo asi di breakaway tey loolu moo asi the formation of MPP APRC si jafe-jafe buñ nekk tey mooy Yaya Jammeh la woon su dul moom du keneen moo fa nekkoon 2018 ñu soppi luwaay ñu def interim leader ba pare assist supreme leader 2021 ñu confirm Fabakary def ko li nga xamante ne moom mooy a full fledged leader waaye ba tey am na supporters yi nga xamante ne xamuñ APRC xaamewuñ mandargaay APRC Yaya Jammeh lañ xaamee ak kola bi green.
Exactly.
So loolu moo asi jafe-jafe yu nekk te waxtu dafa jot pour media bi mu use such platforms mu askan bi ñu xam ne political party institution la ku ko jiite moomut ko su fekkee ne moo ko foom sax moomut ko bés bi nga xamante ne jógee na foofu wala bés bi nga xamante ne amuñ yaakaar si moom dañ ko fa war a génne te doxalin bi dafa war a leer depuis bi nga xamante ne mu ngi ut ndax ëllëg ci toogee si nguur ñu rafet njorta ñu dem ak Baylo Bari
ñu dem ak Baylo Bari Baylo we've seen Gano, Cheikh Tidiane Haidara have said that there was no marriage. He already said. He said there's no marriage because before divorce happened, a marriage should take place. He didn't sign any documents, any MOU with Jammeh, and in fact, it's not Jammeh who left him. He is the one who left, because they wanted to have a coalition with the breakaway GDC together with the Gano. But he decided to pull away. So it means that he is the one who dumped them. They don't dump him.
Yes, we heard what Cheikh Tidiane rightly said just shortly after his nomination regarding about his alliance with the Gano and his alliance with the breakaway APRC and the GDC. To him, he says, okay, just as you rightly mentioned, there was no marriage before there will be divorce. He said also there was no MOU. He didn't sign. So I don't know the day Mama Kande was signing this whether he was present or not. That is not clear to me. But what we are seeing right now. It seems, the APRC is just getting a fraction, and Gano is saying today clearly that, there was no marriage, because if you see a divorce, there must be a marriage. And so far, so good. As far as the nomination is concerned, I think, GMC and Gano has set records. The GMC leader forgot his voters card, and Gano leader came with US dollars, which was rejected. So I think, these are records as far as the nomination is concerned.
So you want to tell me that they are breaking records?
Absolutely. I know globally we used to have the Guinness Book of Record. I don't know whether in the Gambia we'll call it the voting book of record 2021. And no, these are serious issues.
Yeah, honestly.
Seriously. One-time Interior Minister, one-time Finance Minister.
No, because you cannot tell me that you forgot your voters card. For me, I would say at that instant, I would presume that you don't have an ID. You don't have a voter's card.
But that is the law.
You don't have a. You
that
don't have
takes
a
me
voter's
back. Kausu, if you could vividly remember that, takes me back when I asked here the veteran journalist, Mr. Jones, that you've been in election for quite a number of years. How was the procedure of the IEC on nomination day? Is it that very day, the chairman would tell you are qualified or not? He made an example here of Henry Gomez when he was at the state radio or TV. He said, the day Henry Gomez came, to submit his nominations, that very day, the then chairman Kerayol told him, "You are not qualified."
Yeah, but that is because he was not in town. That is a major issue. Yeah. But these people had actually met most of the criteria.
Exactly.
But they said, like in the case of Ahmed Maifati, he said he has it.
He has it, but...
And then if you said you have it, it is presumed that you are not in position, but you will assume he have it.
Now, what I'm saying is, if Maifati has it,
yes,
all right, and then I think you can have a printout at the IEC.
Yes.
Yes.
No, okay. but will you request for it on the spot? No. He should have came with it, and he didn't.
They should have made a verification to
no,
see.
I am optimistic.
To see whether he has it or not.
No, I am optimistic that Mai must be a registered voter. Yeah. That I am convinced. Because after
Kausu, I think he should be among the thousands of people who will cast their votes that very day.
No, that is for so. That is for so.
If he has it.
Yes, that is for so. Why I said so is...
But why? My question is, why would Mai
not come with it?
Not come with it?
This is what I'm saying.
Mai knows he is going to submit this. And why?
Perhaps.
Why?
Well, let me just...
Perhaps. Told that he knew that it's lost. Okay? Why he has not contacted the IEC to get a printout of it before he comes to the nomination?
No, but I don't think... I am not hopeful because by hierarchy he's a senior citizen in the Gambia.
Exactly.
No, honestly, by hierarchy, Mai is a senior citizen in the Gambia.
Exactly.
And therefore,
they respect the diplomatic passports, more than our voters card.
In this instance, when it comes to franchise,
so, national documents, voters card is very important.
Voters card is very important.
Perhaps documents were too much on him.
Documents more than any other document, friend. If you ask my at that instance, where's your passport? He will say it. Passport is here. Yes. If the same way he's moving around with the passport, okay, the same way he's move around with.
I don't really move with my voters card. I only use it for the purpose of voting on nomination.
Yeah, but you must have a copy of it.
No, I don't even copy my voters card because I use my voters cards only, and this is why I have one file where I put all my relevant documents.
I will say this very clearly. Right now, as far as my documents are concerned,
if you were going to the American embassy,
yes.
And then they tell you these are all the documents that you need to bring to the American embassy. All right, and you have been preparing for it, and you see people have been going there.
I like your statement. You have been preparing for it. It's really my fault. Was he really prepared for the nomination?
Then he prepared to fail.
No, I guess he wasn't preparing. I guess he came on the spot.
Oh, okay.
As far as documents are concerned, right now, me, Bailo Barry, my voters card is the most important document for me right now.
I agree.
I use it for any transaction at the moment.
No, I don't mobile with my voters card because my voters card has only one power, and that is to vote.
Okay, still on the Gambia Alliance for National Unity, Gano, because I saw in an interview in a newspaper, the breakaway. APRC saying when they were selected as executive members, they studied Ghana Party, and then they realized that even a structure, executive that Ghana Party did not have, and then they also don't have headquarters. And then what happens is when they go to meetings, is the breakaway who pulls out the majority, and then it's only Ghana is only one or two people, that you recognize, that they are from Ghana Party. But what I see here today, at least I saw a crowd.
No, my point is, how did they reach? No, these are issues that it actually telling the breakaway that they are not serious.
Exactly.
Seriously. Yeah. I mean, you see, there are some words that we don't need to sugarcoat. Just present them as it is. How did they come to reach into consensus that Ghana is the right political party? In Jammeh's words, he said, even the combination of their political party's name, Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction. So because of the alliance, he said, and theirs, Ghana, also this is one to show that they are people of a common drive. Did they tell him, sir, no, this man don't even have a structure? You see, if you want to on the shoulder or head of one person, you are actually running into failure. And this means the breakaway APRC actually testified that they are not serious. They didn't do their homework. Exactly. They allowed one person who has not been in the Gambia for 4 years plus to actually tell them his daydream, not even a night dream, his daydream, and they chant and celebrate. When he slept and woke up, he understood very well that he was daydreaming.
He's still sleeping.
MD, you and I have been in the media. We don't know Ghana.
Exactly.
That's the fact. I mean, come on, let's pronounce it. In fact, Ghana becomes prominent in Gambian media when Jammeh talked about it.
Jammeh talked about it, A lot of people don't know about Ghana.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't even know about Sheikh Tijan Hydra, that he was interested, in even running.
So this is why Sheikh Tijan was very intelligent enough to ensure that when the same person who gave directives and the people chanted towards him, when he thinks he can still remote control them from Guinea Equatorial, and then now telling them that, okay, you also go and form an alliance with the GDC, he knows very well, even if that happens, a combination of all those parties together, they may have a chance of winning. Because for me, every potential candidate, I see you as a potential winning candidate.
Yes.
But in reality, what will be the stake of Ghana if he knew that, like how they put it on the newspaper, he doesn't even have an alkali? And I mean, come on, for bargaining powers, you bring equal powers to bargain.
Exactly.
That takes me back yesterday when Mama Kande came with the GDC and the breakaway. When shortly after his nomination, when he was talking to the media, he made it very clear that he is there for GDC. All right, the breakaway APRC is not a structured party or is not a registered party. He made that very clear. So so I also disagree.
No, but he did sign. But he did sign an MOU with them.
But what did he say? He said it's a group.
Yes,
But that's the fact. It's
But
a
he
group.
signed an MOU with a group.
With a group.
With an unregistered group.
Because they were expecting that Gano will come and join, and that is what led to the MOU.
Probably.
So once Gano pulled out, he cannot call that. So the only thing that he could have, if Gano had actually agreed, he could have said, yes, I am nominated on the ticket of GDC, but on a coalition of Gano and a breakaway. But he mentioned that, and a breakaway. Because if he had mentioned APRC, the APRC can show him to court.
Exactly.
We've seen the color of APRC, which I still question mark, because in his vehicle, except if the screen deceived me, but I guess the other color was green.
Yeah.
Except if the screen deceived me, but I think the other color was green. And green of that color is for APRC. And the press release clearly says the use of their emblems, colors, or party materials. And any of the APRC is a party material.
How about Jammeh's image?
Jammeh's image is not a party material. That is Yahya Jammeh's image. And Yahya Jammeh authorized them. Even the logo, his name, his everything is Yahya Jammeh. But the logo is not Yahya Jammeh. The logo is APRC. The green is APRC. The APRC itself is APRC. And there is one APRC, and that APRC is led by Fabakar Tombojata.
And I
like it or don't like it,
and before the break, sir, I disagree with you here.
You disagree with me, or you disagree with
both of you?
Okay, why?
Saying, people came to know Gano after Yahya Jammeh.
No, I said I. I said I.
No, most people.
Most people?
I would say most people.
I said I and Sarah have been in the media.
Maybe you are from Burfoot.
Gano.
You must have known.
It's not about.
No, in reality, I met honestly, I met Sir Tijan in 2018. We had a conversation on something else different. I know he was interested to form a political party, but in reality, how visible was Gano in the Gambian media?
Were you not reading newspapers? Especially the Standard. He has always been in the front page of Standard. Gano party.
Thank you very much.
I like that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kausi. Thank you very much, Bailo Barry. We'll be taking a short break. We'll be coming back very soon. Next would be DOI, Gambia Democratic, People Democratic Organization for Independence and Socialism. Socialism, that is PDOIS, DOI, led by Halifa Saleh.
Adama Barrow ila julo fele Democracy mansa ila julo fele Adama Barrow ila julo fele Politiko mu football ma jole di nintoro feta Kumun samorom duma Nimma jobanta Ngabulo di nyola ngajanjang Politiko no lalu alla julo fele ko Mo bela julo fele de Sifatam pang sombang ulay mo Tentolo dundila nyola de Masake o ila julo fele Adama Barrow ila julo fele Demokrasi mansa ila julo fele Iritanda o kamba tenda Barrow ila julo fele Mansa musolu alla julo fele Sadio Barrow ila julo fele Fatou Barrow ila julo fele Dunia musolu alla julo fele Sunkuto ni mani la ke fanna Jija ila julo fele Jija ila julo fele Jija ila julo fele Barrow lo alla julo fele Willi Barrow ila julo fele Adama Barrow ila julo fele Maimuna Barrow ila julo fele Halimatu Barrow ila julo fele Mangkamang kunda alla julo fele ko mangkamang alla julo fele ko mangkamang alla julo fele ko mangkamang alla julo fele Demokrasi molu alla julo fele Adama Barrow ila julo fele Demokrasi mansa ila julo fele Adama Barrow ila julo fele Gambia wiko Barrow Afrika wiko Barrow Aduna wiko Barrow Nande mauli minanima midima Kala tonja daye aduna mbayidana Barrow Idam yo Barrow Idamen yo Barrow Kapita kufulagu Idamen yo Barrow Idam yo Barrow Mansa musolu alla julo fele Sanulu nila alla julo fele Daimono nila alla julo fele Kordalu nila alla julo fele Motokutolu nila alla julo fele First lady ila julo fele Fatoumata Ba ila julo fele Sadio Mbalo ila julo fele Sadio Barrow ila julo fele Dunia musolu alla julo fele Degana la Barrow Fonkana la Barrow Boluna la Barrow Bugana la Barrow Sopana la Barrow Demokrasi mansa ila julo fele Demokrasi mansa ila julo fele Demokrasi mansa ila julo fele Magadija tudima ila julo fele Mamadou Barrow dima ila julo fele Musa Fama ila julo fele Baba Fama ila julo fele Khadija tu Fama ila julo fele Taibu Fama ila julo fele Barrow Youth Movement alla julo fele NPP Party Molu alla julo fele Adama Barrow ila julo fele Mobela julo fele Ning 5 years osita Ning toro feta Kumun samarom duma Nimma jobanta Ngabulo di nyola ngajanjang Politiko no lalo alla julo fele Mobela julo fele de Sifatam pansomba uleng Mo tentolo dundila nyola de Mazake o ila julo fele Adama Barrow ila julo fele Demokrasi molu alla julo fele Adama Barrow ila julo fele Demokrasi mansa ila julo fele Adama Barrow ila julo fele Demokrasi molu alla julo fele
voter's card is meant for the confirmation of citizenship, even though it's not in the list. Well, that's educational background. We also have photocopies of them. Assets declaration. That's income tax clearance. Can you give the photocopies? This shows the deficits. Have the letter from the party. We have the photograph. We have the symbol. And we have the party point. And that is the manifesto. Nomination form. these are the latecomers, so we've not included them in the actual count. So, what is in the file is adequate. The last two files are just additional from latecomers. Yes, give that. This one.
sakkay kadi jamane laaki tenno kadi kenno ken kare kan fasal logara pana kara mo be economy pino bare nobo kumbadi na buru jade be ko ma be do ngani banki on kin central bank do bututum pat fu man men caaka ma o giri kampa ndingiray
Okay, again, this
nomination declaration.
Okay, the nomination declaration. Declaration.
Yes, is there. Nomination declaration. Yes, is there. Is there. No, it's in the file. Just to date it. Here's the date. I've signed it.
Okay, we'll check.
Okay, what we have this was Joy Party and also IEC officers. As you can see, nomination process is on. And so far he has provided all the documents and answer.
We have seen Khalifa Babukar Salah.
Yes.
That's the name we are taking.
Yes.
Okay. From now on, Khalifa Babukar Salah in our record. Babukar Salah in our records. Thank you.
It doesn't work.
Code of campaign ethics, not no campaign program, not submitted.
Campaign program is missing. The campaign program.
Yes.
The campaign program.
Yes.
Is not here.
Yes.
Yeah. You can prepare it and bring it with us by Friday, 4 o'clock. Okay?
So, Chair, is that what is desirable or is part of the rules? It's desirable. It's desirable. Yes. Otherwise, because in the past, in the past it used to be reconciliation, but you want us to prepare our program now and send it in advance. I'm saying it's desirable. But when you go to campaign reconciliation, you are forced to okay, no problem. Chairman, I have to go and change this to Halifa Babukar Salah.
Okay. For a minute, we have to change this to Halifa Babukar Salah.
Yes.
Not just Halifa Salah.
Yes. So not to officialize that Halifa Babukar Salah.
Indeed.
Halifa Salah.
Just a minute.
Okay, viewers, as you are seeing right now, live from the IEC, the process is already on. So far, the only document that is missing from the part of the Joy Party is the campaign program. As you can hear, the discussion that was held between the chairman and also Honorable Halifa Salah. Honorable Halifa Abubakar Salah, we used to call him. And those are some of the changes that they want to make on these documents, because as he understands that in the past he was using a real name. or some of his documents that they have seen so far or before, except from the name that is given them today. Today, the name that he has given from his documents for nomination is Honorable Halifa Abubakar Saleh. And that is why we will call him, gone upstairs to go and make some changes which will take around 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. Then he will be given a receipt to show him that they've received his papers, and then they can come back by Saturday to go and see whether they are qualified to run for this elections or not. Mbokk yi ñu ngi leen di seetaan ñu ngi fii ci AIC jàkkaarloo nag tey mu dox si diggante AIC chairman bi Alieu Momad Njie ak koy seen kilifa bi di honorable Halifa Sallah. Honorable Halifa Sallah nag daanaka kayit yi ñu ko laaj yëpp àggal na ko mu des daanaka benn mooy programme campagne programme bi nag doon na boo xam ne jàpp nañ ne dinañ ko defar ñoom waa doy dinañ ko andi nag ba yow wala àjjana ñeenti waxtu mel ni li gaa doon wax na nag ndax dafa bokk ci loi ndax dafa nekk loo xam ne is desirable bu la neexee mel ni gars yi AIC dañ ko ne is desirable dafa des si borom bu la neexee andi ko bu la neexee tamit mën na koy bàyyi waaye wan nañ gars yi ne mën nañ ko andi wala ñeenti fan yi ñeenti waxtu yi ci diggu bëccëg ci bés yi àjjuma kon jamono ji lii moo nekk di xew fii ci AIC gis ngeen supporter si doy yi loo xam ne mosut a am because indi pass li daan xew mooy ne doy suñu daan ñëw honorable Halifa Sallah in most cases moom ak Sidia Jatta ñoo daan ànd ñoo def seen nomination su ko defee ñu dem seen yoon waaye mu mel ni this time around système change boo xam ne ñu ngi koy def dafa mel ni fosagul na sax lépp si seen i politics because politics bu doy day def wute na at bi yoon lañ def yaagul noonu demoon nañ def political caravane dox Gambie yëpp waxtaan ak nit ñi seen biiri kër yi si gox goxaan yëpp moom waxtaan yi nga xam ne dañ ko seppoon ak gars yi mel ni loolu gis nañ yokkute nga xam ne defal na ko de parce que tey jii boo xoolee si biti di nga gis ndaw yi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo fa nekk gis nañ ndaw yi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo taxaw fële sol seen i tisaat yi doy amee seen flag yi doy am ñoo xam ne flag yi Gambie lañ amee ñu wane ne daal waxtu bi dafa jot pour ñu yëkkati chance jokk ko nga xam nag moom mooy honorable Halifa Sallah pour mu mun a bokk ci li nga xam ne nag moom moo di élection si wala boobu mu jiite réew Gambie parce que doy depuis atum 1986 ak gars yi sos seen political party bi depuis seen nguur bu njëkk bi fi nekkoon si jamonoy Jawara jamono jooju nag ñu ngi bokkoon ci boobu léegi ñu ngi ci opposition yi yëpp passé nag ñu bokkoon si ñu doon xeex nguur bu fi nekkoon démba di oote ne Gambie dafa am ñàkk bu mag bu fi nekk oote ne Gambie dafa am ndóol bu fi nekk oote ne Gambia dafa am jafe-jafe nga xam ne nag nit ñaa ngi koy dund ci wàllu seen dund mais nii loolu dañ ko doon oote pour ñu mun koy génnee ci réew mi waaye boobu ba léegi doy lu ñu doon oote loolu mënut a am ci réew Gambia doy lu ñu doon oote ci wàllu yokkute dund ni doomu aadama boobu ba léegi mënut a am ci réew Gambia kon ñu am yaakaar ne xëy na ren ci élection bi ñuy waajal dinañ ci mun a am ndam su ko defee lu ñu doon oote ñu mun koo wan Gambien si ne ñoom rek ñoom ñoo mun a soppi Gambie ba nga xam ne kenn ku nekk daal di nga am intégrité di nga dinda dund bu am dignité ci réew Gambie parce que ñoom saa yu nekk loolu la ñuy oote moo tax nag boo leen xoolee tey di nga gis ne honorable Ousmane Silla député bu Banjul la mu ngi fële toog honorable Sidia Jatta mi nga xam ne moom it député la fële ca lii di wulli moom it mu ngi toog moom it bokkoon na si ñi nga xam ne ci political party doy mosoon nañ ko sampa daal di koy def seen i candidate Halifa Sallah pour rimane ne rek li moo nekk first time mu taxaw doon presidential candidate bu doy parce que doy most cases si élection ci passé woon ci ay coalition la gaa daan bokka ñu bokk ci ay coalition wala ñu sampa ki nga xam ne moom mooy Sidia Jatta but this time around honorable Halifa Sallah moom si boppam ci congrès bu ñu def doy moom lañ tànn def ko seen nguur ci élection bi nga xam ne moom la ñuy waajal soo mu mel nii loolu moo nekk di xew andi nañ seen i kayit jokkali mu jógoon pour dem defar soppi li nga xam ne moom mooy tur bi parce que honorable Halifa Sallah Halifa rek la ko nit ñi di ooyee waaye dafa mel ni ci kayit yi honorable Halifa Aboubacar Sallah moo fa nekk mu mel ni loolu moo amoon jafe-jafe ñu déglu rek kàddu yi nga xam ne mbokk yi loolu mooy dox si diggante AIC ak honorable Halifa Sallah ak ñi mu àndal béye ko ci political party bi di doy parce que mu dafa mel ni jokkali mu eggoon ci kaw dellusi na léegi dañoo jël kayit yi jokko ci amaan bi su ko defee ci amaan bi mu koy àggee ki nga xam ne moom mooy honorable Halifa Sallah gis ngeen dafay sign li nga xam ne nag moom mooy document yi yu wane ne daal léegi jot nañ ñoom seen nomination papers yi léegi li des mooy receipt bi maanaam dañ leen di jot ab kayit boo xam ne dafay wane ne jot nañ seen i kayit léegi mën ngeen a dem ngeen toog ba àjjuma ngeen xaar wala samedi su ko defee ngeen dellusiwaat ngeen ñëw xool seet ndax da ngeen qualifié pour bokk ci élection si wala qualifié leen pour bokk si waaye nag ñaaw njortu nañ ne honorable Sallah dina si mën a bokk parce que kayit yi ñu ko laaj fii yëpp joxe na ko joxe na voters card am bi wax wane na ne doomi réew Gambie la parce que boo nekkul doomi réew Gambie doo mën a jot voters card luwaa bi loolu la wax kon si gàttal moom doomi Gambie la ëpp na fanweeri at ndax luwaa yi loolu la wax 30 years above waaye tamit senior school certificate tamit loolu doon na loo xam ne joxe na ko parce que wane na school background am maanaam fi mu jàngee mu mel ni loolu yëpp wane na ko su ko defee ñu déglu gaay rek mbokk yi si kàddu yi nga xam ne moom mooy dox seen i diggante.
Well, Honorable Salah, my honorable visit for the documents submitted today for considerations to contest the day of our election. The missing ones you can bring before Friday 4 o'clock. Thereafter, they will be subject to a public scrutiny on Saturday. After that, we'll let you know the status of your application.
Chair, I'm just asking, is the missing one based on law or desirable? That's why I'm asking the question.
Mr. Chairman, I think it's desirable. It's not missing, it's desirable to have the campaign itinerary in place so that we can start the consultation.
No, I understand. That no document is missing according to law. Is what is just desirable. Thank you very much. So I think that's thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
kon mbokk yi gis ngeen loolu moo nekkoon jàkkaarloo bi des si diggante Honorable Sallah ak the IEC chairman. So leen di seetaan léegi Honorable has to go and speak to the press right away. You can see the IEC press officer, that is Pa Makankan, was just speaking to Honorable Sallah to let him know that now he has to face the press because they are waiting for him. He has to take some questions before he steps out of the premises of the IEC. You know, as you can see, his fans, his supporters, party supporters, you can see them. They are waiting for him. Now what we will do is we will go and listen to Honorable Sallah as he takes questions from the press.
I want then outgoing president that the incoming president was no longer an incoming president, had assumed power on the 19th of January. The 20th January was becoming too late. Gambians must not march to the citadel of power waiting for the pool of blood. Precisely, we are here today because we did not march to the citadel of power waiting in the pool of blood. We are now here to seek your mandate in order to reach them. 72% of the population being young. This is my last attempt. I'm going to be leaving you here. I have done my part. At the age of 16 and a half, I made a commitment that all my life I will live to eradicate the poverty of my people. Not only that, but all the question is, what are we going to do in 2021? That's why we talk about system change. Go to your village. No electricity, no water supply, you can become farm, producing vegetables and cannot find markets for them. A deep in poverty, cold in poverty, age in poverty, that is what we wish to end. How? By using your wealth. 23 billion is your budget this coming year.
The ocean is here. Others are exploiting it. You have a navy. We could have been transformed into a productive force to have fishing trawlers, to feed your population, to export, earn more, put it in sovereign national bank, invested in these young people from ETTI so that they'll be able to have milling machines, they'll be able to have seed money to organize workshops. Or any form of business they think will be needed by the population. That's what we are talking about. Yes, go ahead. That is an issue for the APD leader as we after. But that is not my concern. I am here with them honorable people. I don't know why we're here other than to show solidarity. The manifesto is already given to the IEC. In the coming days, I'll be rolling it out. Anybody who wish to have a copy will also have to give us something so that we will be able to continue to continue. I'm rolling, we will roll it out. We will roll it out, we will roll it out. And we will invite you to come and appear. Yes. 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 I don't know what you mean. Parties must can only be in government to be able to use national wealth. If any party, if anybody tells you, today, if you sit down and somebody comes to you and you give him $100 and 10 people come, that's $1,000. If 100 people, that is $10,000 a day, and for him $300,000 just to give $100 to 100 people. Which politician is actually doing that? Who can afford that? There is deception. No pocket can eradicate the poverty of your people. Anybody who tells you that is an ignorant. It is the wealth of the nation. Imagine. We are saying, but who are we to impose ourselves on the people? I think that is the joy. 1994, there was a coup d'etat. We were invited to become ministers. We could have gone there, but that's not the way. So for us, we are waiting for you. You are the way. Entrust us with power and we'll deliver what you want. If you don't entrust us with power, we'll demand what you deliver. It's not our problem. Yes. Yes. The priority agenda is very clear. That we at the central bank, we are going to maintain a sovereign wealth fund that will be able to be fertilized in the farming community, just like women have their osusu. They put money, collect it, and give it to one. We say that the nation is a national osusu. Let us make sure that at the central bank, we have a branch there that will have what we call cooperative bank. That we are able to give that fertilizer, the farming implement, they will pay it back without interest. That's what they are saying. And the women who are in the vegetable gardens can do the same. Women who wish to engage in business can do the same. Those who wish to engage in processing can do the same. Let's use the national wealth to eradicate the poverty of our people. This is what we are saying. Go to any village today. You will not find a single village in the village. That's why your villages are poor. Can you tell me which government in this country have ever thought about what to do with those villages? We are saying the village fund that comes from what they are paying in terms of rate should not go into area council. The licensing of the village should not go to area council. It should go into the village treasurer. And the DDC will be able to sit annually and say, we want to electrify the village with solar, we want to build the roads, we provide women with garden fences and water, and then they will know that that's their problem. If they can afford to do their treasury, they will do so. If they cannot, then this is what we call equalization grant that must come from our state coffers, 23 billion. You must see what each region should have. And that region that money will go to the region and the district. So that if a village wants development and those that have the resources, the district will come and give them the subsidy needed, or the region will come and give them the subsidy needed. This is what we're talking about. That's how we can eradicate the poverty in the village. No other party, some are already in local government, some have been ministers before. We are saying that no other party has ever articulated how to end rural poverty, but we have. civil society, and therefore parties want to be there. There was to be a program before the people, and then there could be a program for the people when you elect them. That's precisely what they should believe. But if they fail to do so, then they have to change the aspirations of the people. Coalition does not take part to the program of the civil. So you do it as a tactical concept. And you should not have taken the program of your party. It must be implemented. So what we are saying that of this particular spirit of Al-Masala's life, after ensuring that the party came 2016, what are we waiting for? 2016 is because your country has never changed in development. And people do not have faith in the elections. We put that faith in them when we effected that change in 2016. The Gambian people are liberated. Now they own themselves. Now they have a weight. Now they have power. Before they were voiceless and powerless, hopeless and helpless. Now they are hopeless and helpless, but they have weight and power. That's what we achieved in 2016. All of us are liberated. Whatever we do again is our own will and nothing else. That's why government is by concept. We are saying we have not seen anything to eradicate the poverty in those villages. You have BBC without village treasure. How will they bring it up? They're going without fishermen. How will the coast die? That's why your villages are collapsing. We are telling you over and over again, but you refuse to listen. Some refuse to listen. Some will even discord with us. You hear even talking about Soviet Union and China when we have the Republican Constitution. Who on earth dare come and take power here and say that that person will not go back according to the Constitution of the country? People who have no ideas of how government run and ideologies that are put in them by those who want to distract the African continent have been detractors of our development. And that is what has misled our young people. They are not asking the right questions, therefore they are not getting the right answer. That is not going to happen again. I have reached the pinnacle of my participation in your political process. I am going to be honest, I'm going to be direct, and I'm going to help you to know that this is the final battle of ideas. Final battle of growth. I'm sure that the time is up.
And we have just witnessed the nomination process of the Honorable Halifa Sallah, the presidential candidate for the PDOIS party, and he consequently met with the members of the press and gave a overarching discourse on his policies and what he thinks about the status quo and exactly what PDOIS stand for. Well, we are made to understand from previous discourse that, well, he will decide after this presidential election to say goodbye to Gambian politics in this arena. Of course, Kausu may have a dissenting voice, but anyway, we welcome you back to our coverage of the nominations. Kausu, you have just seen the Honorable Halifa Sallah groomed there by party loyalists, militants, and of course, like I said, he's been there for a very long time, and if for one reason or the other the Honorable Halifa Sallah leaves the political space, I think we need to see a book written by the Honorable Halifa Sallah so that we can always reflect on whatever he may have had on the electoral process and the political process of this country. Kausu.
Thank you very much, Uncle Malik. Absolutely right. We've seen actually the PDYS also came and went through the same process that other candidates and other political parties had actually embarked on. And then we are hopeful, like I keep saying it, every single candidate is a potential winner. And then we have seen the PDYS had actually processed theirs. By the time their candidature will be confirmed, if it is confirmed, then we will still see how the campaign trail will go. But so far so good. We have seen the PDYS respected the agreement. They didn't come with a car. However, the final part, we've also seen them actually coming up with, it's like their supporters also jumped the bracket as it is opened. But also, everybody keeps saying it's not a game of numbers, but we've seen the PDYS actually also pull a crowd that I would say we have never seen something like this before. This is not the PDYS that we used to know. It seems the PDYS is now following the trend of Gambian politics than the earlier system or the earlier trend that they were following. There is need for us to try to get in touch with either Omar or Paul so they can tell us the current situation. Askan bi comme ni nga xamantene mom moy suñ kilifa fi ci biir kër gi suñ waxé tas xibaar ci biir réew mi comme ni ma ko dé waxé sa yu nekk tok rek be ak ki nga xamantene mom moy Oncle Malik ben plateforme rek ndam la dé nekk ci ñun waxuma la nak ngeen wara mëna bokkal liggéey bi mu ñëw tété wax na lu am solo gis nañ ki nga xamantene mom moy njit bu PDOIS jité ko bi yoon di ki nga xamantene mom moy Halifa Sallah mu nekkat currently a sitting National Assembly member for Serekunda wante gis nañ bi nga xamantene mom moy yobu na kayitam yi momit liñ waxon ñeneen ñi rek lañ ko wax dinañ ko séga tiyé ko fi ni be li nga xamantene mom moy samedi ñu mëna xol ñi nga xamantene ñom ñoy qualify waye nak comme niñ ko dé waxé képp ki nga xamantene nominate nga soko jalé rafet nañ jortane mën nga win kon su boba yaakar nañ ne mën nga nekk nguur guy ñew te gis nañ ñomit génné nañ mbolo mu xala takku wala mbolo bu takku sax comme numa ko mëna waxé mu nekkal li nga xamantene lu es la duñ daan gis PDOIS ak façon melo bi ni ñu gis ki ndax ñu ngi commencé di understand ne Gambian politics dañ gom mbolo moy lu anglais di wax crowd be crowd lañ dé joj parce que légui nga wax ak nit mëna bëgg na sanel diw way suma ko sanilé du win parce que amul mbolo ndax loolu lañu wone ne am nañ mbolo wala dañ gom ne bi sen at la comme niñ ko dé waxé dafa jot système bi dafa wara change ak lum si munti doon xamna ne dinañ bayyi alaaji baylo bari mu junjé tuti ci kalamay sosé ab tañu joko ak ki nga xamantene mom moy Omar Tunkara Oncle Malik.
Wow, thank you very much. And dafa am benn présidence bu am boo xam ne foog naa ne il faut ñu war ko leeral fii nii Halifa Sallah mooy the only presidential aspirant bu nekk member of the National Assembly so far loolu ndax IEC ndax dafa am sarta yu fa nekk yoo xam ne war na ko baa ndax sarta yang fa yoo xam ne war nañ ko allow pour a National Assembly member holder of a National Assembly di dem ci nekk a presidential aspirant. This is a bit contentious ci man. I don't know ndax
waaw xam naa su fekkee ne in the other sectors like in the civil service dang dee jël li nga xamante ne moom mooy leave without salary wala nga jël li nga xam ne moom mooy secondment in the National Assembly mënuma see wax parce que musuma nekk ay National Assembly but liggéey naa ak nit in the ay nit sax in the civil service yi nga xam ne su ñoo ron fopp ay position dañ dee jël leave without salary wala su fekkee ne yaakaar nañ ne dañoo win ñu jël li nga xamante ne moom mooy secondment ou su fekkee ne win nañ ñeneen ñi ñu jël secondment ou else ñu retire gis nañ ko ay yoon bo with the National Assembly xam naa ne campagne bi num dooleem nii moom mënatut a attend sitting su naka la faa taajoo loolu Oncle Malik junjangalu am solo li nga xamante ne su fa nekkul war nañ koo bàyyi xel
waaw Bailo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jones. Abaraka bake kausu baji badingol mino benjibe kan Star TV live mino fanam bela mo kan radio to 96.6 bilo mo lulu njango da nyin nomination a coverage nyimbi na kan ata nyin a Georgetown bana kibar talal fanan tentulen be jara min yalan ko wala ba on the ground ka kibar cinema di mo la mi mo fesan information di bi abalaren tentene tabloto a follow nga ganu leje mi yalan ko Cheikh Tidiane Haidara wala nyaadon ko ya anu saintenden PDOS honorable Halifa Sallah ay patio mi nyaadon ko ya nga jela ayala kaitol samata ni IAC aning Aliou Momar Ndiaye ijakar lota andum fanang anara fanang kadiam atening kibar atalali mi yalan ko wala badani atale ala nyin system change la badangolu nyin ko doy PDOS patio lo mi yalan ko kabirin tol do ba wulula meta doy mola system change honorable Halifa Sallah fanang keda modim yalan ko comme ka fanya veteran politician mari a meta politiko kono ay politiko la histoire long ay politiko la tariko long atening gambe banko kan jang coming birok coming fanang mbaje ka nyam arrange screen oto ala patio minkara doyti badingol mo safu dal ifana e mol sotol nak to be honest ifana e mol sotole kadu nyaajibe bi atening IC la nying korra bato ala sansan la karola atening doyla patio fanang ifinditale e wuli jamalu enila banderol gambia flag bi jele kada doy fon la chloro ninka tandile ko to nyala doy yara fon han sa empati ke bala mode kawsu nyin kan de hakilo bulande fenela mi yalan ko kabirin tol dulu ba mawulu meta doy moyla doy anu fanang system change meta nyim fanang moyla ama me bake fang min kera tanin CA la nyaaron ko di Dr Ismaila Cissé ay kuma kalimol fanang fo atanyo honorable Halifa Sallah aka fay ko system change mba ete fon la patio man change nyim be fender mi yalan ko dal anu jano fanang kasi ngajela fanang nyim yalan ko nyin la keda atanin Dr Cissé anem min keta atanin honorable Halifa Sallah enene debate kanong debate mi yalan ko hanbi molba fokane
walam toñati ni ajibe mi yalon ko walam na politiko kata nyamin wala politiko nyin na tamandir nya sante nga jele ko abe farinkanne nunto nka jele ko nka mi yalon ko walam jamal la wosida ka keminti walam pati kebal lam wala mi yalon ko walam nyim pati fulol wala pati mi yalon ko warata bare nga jele ko sain hadama dingol la fahamuru watata fafata tembeto mi yalon ko ngalon ne ko pati dindin te mantra kering pati ndim mantra kering minem nyantan nak mi yalon ko wolom cartel karafala minna because amanke soroti nki karafala mune atinna wala nyanta ka ke londoti bara nyanta ka ke fanan fe mi yalon ko e nyanta tamandire kendo le sotala mi yalon ko aseneyata andu mol ya faham atata fo tembeto sante ngi ne ajibe mol fango e ka sile ya kill mol political party killing na manifesto jibe andu mi yalon ke ba tamande la nyami andu niya jibe PDOS wol fanan dabe political party kono mi yalon ko e meta kanyin ko wol fo ni ko system change in the Gambia jamal sa foko mi yalon ko wolle ya faraman sandi wala mi yalon ko wolom PDOS wo mo kilineti ila debate with Dr Cissé wo fanan nata kam mi yalon ko wolom jamal hanyindi ka jeko mi yalon ko wolom presidential aspirants inyanta ka hani ye finti mol yela londo test ke lamoy ka je because ka fen safe bi alhaji baylo bari nsina no ite ya ngasi nkoy ko lafta nyinnel e safere kendo ke woko la nga submit bari fonni yen nyinin ka mam min safe te wo jabino la ngari ngalon ne ko nat keta karambunto ikafuko thesis wala mi yalon koy fango ye min safe ikata wala justify jolati na programme dol bi jele karambol to ne woke jandingi certificate so fay sita imabe kala ila thesis wala ila memoir comme jamal ka fo nyaming is a French borrowed word wolom ka jeko ye min safe panelo ye si ye nyinin ka ya jabi ya jeko fo tonya nyim mukare la londoleti bare nga jele ko nanata political la karola andum presidency is the highest office so nyinketa fe mi yalon ko mo mi yalon ko bi na sita e fengo fen fo ay ke luwati bi na fulo nga mingo min soto nga kafun nga di jare la atele be maralin wala because mi yalon ko wolon jare la go mi yalon ko wolon commissioner adabe mol kono min ka tombon mi yalon ko wolon nyim dulal mumi la nyaton kol atele ke tombon so bi nimwo mo ala londol tolma fahamu tonya se sino dulato ay masibo keje pour wo kanake nga mira ko nyin debate wo kumayata andu belafla ya ke luwa bu ko kono iba jela ko ni lafta ka place o nyini place be place to to nyaabe na mi nyanta mi ya lon ko wolom mi ya lon ko wolom debate public debate nyanta o kala wo nyanta ke kelinti andum they set the milestones nga jele ko tonya ye mi ya lon ko wolom a tonkungo ye ku jamale keji bare fendo bi jele mi ya lon ko fana wala fenti tanan debate to fondinke jama dindin jama musu jamal ye fenne karanje
exactly
mi ya lon ko bi ninko CA nsa foko nyinne mi la lodu lati ninko PDOS nsa foko nyinne mi la lodu lati woku mayata bake bari ngalon ne ko niko Gambia politiko kibari janjam bunda mote fem fola mi ya lon ko ase tambi Uncle Malik se min fono ngalon ne ko mba engage la imma be kala nin surwa kangoti wala tani angale kangola ndol na kan sora bari ngalon ne ko Uncle Malik aketa mo mi ya lonko londi fankaso lom nanata Gambian election Dakarola Uncle Malik it is actually a prime time nomination but some little bit some weeks or months back something very I would say motivating occurred or happened. A presidential aspirant debate. 2 presidential aspirants came and the debate was fantastic and very educative. Generally, what is your observation and how can it actually help in shaping our political system?
That is a very good one. And of course, and I was really impressed by the fact that a political debate at that level took place. I'm sure you and I will agree that unlike countries that I may want to term as highly developed countries, the United States, the United Kingdom, Europe, and all those, education has reached a level where every political aspirant, you are educated at a level of the highest order, university. These are holders of degrees. Now, when you look at the political spectrum here, when you look at the contenders for the office of the president, when you look at the constitution even, it tells you who is qualified to become president. The basic education there is a secondary school education. Now, how can a secondary school educated political aspirant stand alongside with somebody who holds a bachelor's degree, a PhD, or a master's degree, and you go on the rostrum and want to debate on that? So most political, I don't want to name names.
Most political aspirants.
Most political aspirants will shy away from that. Okay? They will run away from that. That is why the Constitution has got to be amended, so much so that any political aspirant that wants to go into the office of the president, the level of education should be at least a bachelor's degree. Then the issue of a political debate will take place, because fee I janga kat nyo fi talk. Do I stand at 5, I grade 12, I grade leaving your for talk. Because do wara janga grade 12 on ma janga university nga nyo nga danga debate man bon la la nan dina la ruslo.
Motax mané ku wax politique ci réew mi tas xibaar do ci génné Uncle Malik xamna né def na jaloore bu bari ci li nga xamné mom moy walu tagat yaram waye politique nekk na ki nga xamantene ñepp ko sé nawlo motax tay gis nga fu mu génné outé nak fi nga xamantene moy ñun fu ñoo gisé parce que ñun suma maas yi ñu ngi wax ne nañ ko def loi waye xolal nu ko jàngaté bara nga ko def loi nañ xolaat loi yi fi ne parce que su fekkee qualify naa ne war naa mun a jongante nga jël ma war maa boole ki nga xamante ne kooku mu ngi am masters PhD BSc in something te kooku am na specialized area suñ excès si foofu nekkat bi dafa nekk jàngale
daf laa rusloo sa doom bi dañ laa mere sax de papa
Mado war na woon a debate
papa war na woon a debate
kooku ay Uncle Malik Jones Haji Baylo Bari.
Okay, thank you very much. Kausu Baji, thank you very much.
Engage ki nga xamne mom moy Paul fokk nga am nañ Paul
ku melni Paul wala Omar wala ku nekkon ci biir.
Hello Paul. Hello Paul. Hello Paul.
Wow, Paul wala Omar.
am jafe-jafe pour jox
Paul wala Omar because dafa am loo xam ne during the exercise nomination Halifa bi am na loo xam ne Halifa tamit daf ci miss out so chairman ba nga ko wane mu indi ko on Friday waaye maa ngi dégg Halifa ko wanda loolu ci loi bi la nekka waaw loolu wóor ñoomin Paul wala Omar su fekkee ñu ñoo déglu loolu moom leena loo xam ne bëggoon naa pour ñu leeral ñu on that side bu baax a baax so nañ continuer rek
waaw technical room dinañ ñu jàppale xaw ma ñaar ñooñu kan lañ si mun a am Omar wala Paul kuñ si munti am rek dinañ ko dalal wanti Oncle Malick dëgg li nga wax yaakaar naa ne suñ bàyyee xel ndax draft constitution bi dafa dee wala dafa xom si lu munti doon gestukat yi dinañ si mun a xam dara but so far ba léegi the issue of secondary education génnutoon foofu noonu naam dañ yokka li nga xamante ne moom mooy expérience bi ndax yow sa gis-gis tey jii soo nekkee grade 12 wala standard 5 ba pare nga am li nga xamante ne moom mooy 10 years experience gannaaw bi nga amee loolu te upgrade loo sa boppa si wàllu jàngat ndax loolu war naa mun a tax nga war a mun a vie for the position ci yow sa gis-gis parce que bu ma ko gisee ma ne ndax dañ xam ne lii mooy système bi so dañ bugg a yokka di job experience pour mun koo bës but experience sometimes doesn't necessarily mean knowledge.
No, experience doesn't sometimes need knowledge. Experience daf dee qualify certain job.
That is the skill base, but not the knowledge base.
Not the knowledge base.
Allo, assalamu alaikum, Paul. waaw dafa mel ni naka la fa environment bi mel ñu ngi leen bëgg a dellu si waat si yéen su fekkee ne mun ngeen ñoo wax lan na li nga xamante ne moom mooy nomination yi ki nga xam ne moom mooy Halifa Sallah honorable ki nga xamante ne moom la PDOIS taxawal.
duñ mun a am ñi nga xam ne mooy gan yum àndal wala parti militant seen pour waxtaan ak ñoom ndigte gars yi dem nañ ba pare waaye gis nañ de ki nga xam ne mooy njiiti PDOIS bi kooku di honorable Halifa Sallah ci ci kàdduwam rek nee naa ne bii mooy doon mujjanteli yoon mu bokk ci race bi nga xam ne mooy utum toogu président fii ci suuf Gambia.
loolu mu nekk lu am solo naka lañ ko mën a jàngatee soo xoolee tey si political party si nga xamante ne ñoom ñooy jongante SOFA moom moo nekk political party bi nga xam ne moo fi gën a yàgga naam PPP ñu ngi fi waaye xam nañ PPP luñ def dañ bootu NCP mu ngi fi waaye xam nañ NCP luñ def dañ bootu waaye political party si nga xamante ne ñoom ñoo nekk di jongante ren si élection buñ nekk moom moo fi gën a yàgga ndax xaadi la ndax dafay jox ndaw ñi nga xamante ne ñoom ñoo nekk tamit ci ron chance naka ngeen ko jàngatee.
waaw yaakaar naa lii des na pour ñun Gambia yi ñun suñ boppa ñu seetaat ko sega ndigte kilifa bu mel ni moom bu demee benn bii mooy mujjanteeli yoon mu bokk ci daw bi nga xam ne boobu la ñuy ñëpp di séntu pour am maanaam toogu bi pour nekk président fii ci suufu Gambia yaakaar naa ku mel ni moom màcca ñëpp jox ko cër bi nga xam ne boobu lañ ko war a jox du toog ba jamono ji na bii mooy mujjanteeli yoon te deful li nga xam ne maanaam mooy homework am xam naa ne def na research am su ma bàyyi su ma mënut a am toogu bi ci at bii nii xam naa ne dinaa ut kenn ci parti bi ki nga xam ne óolu naa ko ma jox ko lii di lenge yi mu mun a dawal lii di fas bi fii pour ci turi PDOIS wala benn tey dina mun naa am waxtaan ak exécutif am bi su ma bàyyi bu dee amuñ kenn kuñ óolu mun naa am dinaa leen ne nañ leen dem bootu ci benn parti comme noo ko waxee waaye lépp yaakaar naa dina leer bu décembre élection bi rombe dinañ xam lan mooy doon seen fate bu dee kii di Halifa amul toogu bi.
waaw Omar ok oncle Paul oncle Malick mu engage la waaye dinañ la bëgg a laajte tamit ba léegi parce que am na li nga xamante ne observe nañ ko si Gambian political parties lu gën a bëri ñu form political parties suñ demee ba jiiteetuñ political party bi du dee waaye barke bi du fa dee nekkaat parce que dañ dee build suñ political parties around individuals duñ ko dee institutionalize maanaam duñ ko dee def mu nekk bureau ba nga xamante ne tey jii mun nañoo toog di lim political party nga xamante ne seen founders yi ñu leen sos buñ fi jógee wala buñ jëlatul nguur te ñu nekk fi political party dañ nax saay am na political party si nga xamante ne bokkoon nañ si struggle to independence tey sa xale yi xamatuñ leen tey soo ko bëggee gis foog nga dem jàngi ko waat si li nga xamante ne moom mooy téere si réew mi nga xamante ne suñ National Library bi si boppam amul some of those informations mu nekk mbir mi nga xamante ne lan nga séntu ne moom mooy nekk ëllëgi PDOIS su fekkee ki nga xamante ne moom mooy honorable Halifa Sallah bàyyi na taxawatut honorable ki nga xamante ne moom mooy Sidia Jatta taxawatut lan nga séntu ne moom mooy nekk ëllëgi PDOIS gannaaw boobu ñu hand la over to Uncle Malik.
jërëjëf yaakaar naa boobu dina nekk benn faana bi nga xam ne war nañ ko jàngati tamit ndigte ñun ñëpp leer nañu mbir ne comme noo ko waxee rek day am ñi nga xam ne dañuy bootu ci gannaaw parti ndik dama bugg a kii di Halifa wala dama bugg a kii di Adama Barrow wala dama bugg a kii di honorable lawyer Ousainou Darboe bu kooku demee ba nekkatu fa rek dafa gis ne mbuga bi mu amoon pour parti boobu daf day wàññeeku comme donc war nañoo toog jàngaat lu bëri seetaat naka lañ dee bilee suñ boppa around political parties yu nekk fii nii ndax nit moo tax ñu dem foofu noonu ndax bugga wala sarta yi nga xam ne parti boobu noonu loolu la àndal moo tax ma dem foofu noonu comme yooyu yëpp dafa nekk faanaa yoo xam ne war nañ ko seetaat laajat suñ boppa tey bugga naa Malick Jones lan moo tax ma bugga Malick Jones ndax Malick Jones lu muy dundee ndax sarta yu mu àndal wala loi yu mu boot yooyu moo tax ma bugga Malick Jones ndax Malick Jones si boppam laa bugga comme donc yooyu yëpp dafa war a nekk sarta yi nga xam ne dañ ko war a seet balaa ngay dem bootu ci parti kan laa bugga Barrow laa bugga ndax Barrow lu muy doxal loolu laa bugga Gambien bi tey ñu seetaat ko ndig tey Halifa mbaxane bu mu wax nii ne bii mooy doon mujjanteli yoonam mu bokk ci ñi nga xam ne ñooy dawal fas yi pour riite lii di toogu président bi ci suufi Gambia comme donc yaakaar naa tey lum ñu bàyyil nii doon na bug bu rëy bi nga xam ne war nañ koo jànga pour jeexal.
Paul.
Yes.
I'm sure you must have been following the process of nomination of the Honorable Halifa Sallah. Did he miss out on any of the documentation he was supposed to bring forward?
You're coming a little bit low from the main studio.
Yes. I was asking, is it that during the course of Halifa's nomination, was there something that he missed to bring along? Did he fulfill all the requirements?
Yes, probably, because I didn't heard from the IEC chairman asking him whether you have to bring in other document. Because if that's happened, I think everybody or even the party supporters will be a little bit disappointed with him because he has been in this race for quite a long. So I don't think he needs to miss any document that he's supposed to bring in today's nomination.
Okay, because from what we understand, there was a small argument between him and the chairman, and he was asking whether that is by law, whether it is the law that states that he should comply with that. It wasn't clear because the audio from the IEC chairman's area wasn't very good. So we just heard Halifa asking whether it was by law that such a thing should take place.
Okay, you know, some of them, like yesterday, the same thing happens to someone. He was asked about whether it is by law, and I think the same questions was the one thrown to him regarding, I think, national identity and birth certificate and stuffs like that. Documents like that were the ones they were asking, and that's why I think he is asking whether it is by law. But I think he will not come for a nomination which have been running for quite a long and years back. He has been part of the race. He will miss to bring important documents that will have to make him qualified for the race. But,
that is very good.
But
that is good. But Paul,
yes.
Somebody forgot his voter's card.
And and
that was a very, very serious
he's a first-time contender.
No.
He's a first-time contender.
As a presidential aspirant?
Yes.
My party?
He's a first-time first-time contender.
Obviously. He was in coalition all the time?
No, I mean, he's a first-time contender.
For 20 seasons, he was in coalition.
No, but he's a first-time contender. PDOIS, with Uncle Halifa, they are not first-time contenders. My party's political party had never vied for any presidential election.
Wow.
They vied for National Assembly.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they didn't win a seat. However, they contested, but that is at National Assembly level. But for presidency, this is their first time. Thank you very much, Paul. ndax am nañ kuñ mun a engage si kaalaamay soose su fekkee ne mun naa am ñu jox ko ak ki nga xamante ne moom mooy Baylo Barry su fekkee ne tamit sori nañ la ñu bàyyi la rek ñu dellu si waat fii si studio bi balaa ñoo jël break.
xanaa ma jéem si takkale rek jaarale ci njaago bi tamit.
si kaala
weñaadi
si
all
ñu ngi Baylo Barry.
Paul mbe tendula mbe jala ni la mol isa fono badingo la nyin temena IEC by nyaming kabiring atani honorable Halifa Sallah na kala kaitol di atani IEC la abe pare ka nyaming pour atani December 4th election inshallah
abarka bake Baylo Barry anal mol fana mimbe studio to kabonon jang IEC la bumbato bi momi yalan ko wala honorable Halifa Sallah wala nata bi telam fulan jangoti momi yalan ko nata jang nomination granodo Halifa keta momi yalan ko a meta nying fenko president ya nyini rola nimbi nga moy kabiring aning journalistol be kachala fo molle ana fo gambinol ate a nyanta kaminke aya kele sign nyinnom ala ala last fenko mi yalan ko abatarala ka nyin sirango nyini la sayna tuta gambianol la ndol nga jibe be munekela fo ate Halifa abe mimbe kekan fo a jarta ndol nga chance diala ay Gambia maras sain ay wotun tol bulu gambianol nsa jibe bari kabo ala kumodo nyinnom ala fenko last attempt for the presidential race
nga mol fananje anomale ye mol minje dum fayda dun jigitala ko honorable Halifa Sallah inshallah aba adabatar la race konol
yalong baylo kata mom yalong ko ameta nyin resol konole ita jibe la ya jutura la katu molti mi yalong ko na fintita na diamta dindingol ani mol mi yalong ko ika mol moyle na diamta ika moyle lafta ka mol murundi koma dorong kabiring wo strike be jana serekunda marché to ate fintita diamta isaje mol be tenkulta so bi ngam mol min jajang ibuita bakenta follow atsa dol compete no bara sikano dol be maburin kono katum jama bal bije gamen no mbuka finti kayita ni mol ko nte bijang bari ni dunta carte fay dulato ite yalon na ite ba dunde la dame asikano mbete no makang mbe sara no makang bari ni dunta wolungo asikano mbadi Halifa so nte wolam na jeroti andinta bonde la nta bondi no la reso kono katum amum mol mi yalon ko ameta nyin ko wol kono so nyanta ka respect le fana ngala judi ala katu ameta nyin sirango
Paul, away from PDOS, nyin temmen na jumale binakang right now atani IC kanala kaitol di jumale kilum binakang
abarka bake ngalon ko ala jele ngoma wolom gapla fenkoti nyatanko wala fudata nan jang mbal bulala ngamol bula yinga side interviews also to kaje ko gapla leader fana wo fudata nan jang pour ka ta IC ay nyatiling ani IC la chairman mim keta Alhaji Momar Njaiti. Viewers, if you are watching right now, we have the arrival of the GAP party leader coming to have a one-on-one as the other candidates for the nomination here at the IEC election house at the Batin Hardin Highway. Mbokk yi yéen mi di seetaan fii ci Star FM di déglu tamit ci radio bi Star TV Star FM jamono ji rek ki nga xam ne moom lañ tànn nekk njiiti parti GAP moom moo teew fii gannaaw bi nga xam ne kii di honorable Halifa Sallah bàyyee ko na fii.
Waaw. Foog naa ne dinañ bëgg ñu leeral fii. GAP ñoom seen situation bi dafa xalaat different ak yeneen situation yi.
Yes,
ñoom am nañ secretary general ak parti leader waaye kooku nekkul seen flag bearer. yaakaar naa flag bearer bi moom mooy wàcca si. waaye nekkul li nga xam ne moom mooy di parti. waaw nekkul di parti leader foog naa loolu.
Modou
Sow interview naa ko. Yes, Uncle Malik.
Wow.
Thank you.
Foog naa parti bi moo fi teew ndi comme démb dégg nañ secretary general bi génn na leeral na askan bi na moom dina dem bokk bootu dimbale ki nga xam ne mooy président Barrow pour mu win second round.
90 days they'll fix our problems.
The party leader that says within 90 days.
Well, we understand that the party leader has shifted his allegiance. By the way, it is yet to be confirmed, but he has shifted his allegiance to NPP. That's Yeli Bachili.
Yes.
He has shifted his allegiance and he has been expelled from GAP.
Exactly.
This is what we confirmed. Council, are you aware of that?
There is a statement. There is a press release from the party. How official it is? I was trying to contact the PRO, but he didn't pick. However, we will continue to engage the PRO to ascertain the information, because that is also important. Not everything that trends is actually befitting news.
Very well, very well. So we will leave that until we get the official statement from GAP. But then here comes Mamadou Sow, who is going to tender his documents. Not quite a crowd though, but he's got some people.
It is.
Well, we will see. The people are watching, of course. Well, here they come. I don't know where they're leading. They look very.
This is more than 250.
They look very business-like though.
This population seems to be more than 250 people.
They mean business. I think.
Well, are they going towards the barricade, or have they passed the barricade?
They have already passed. This is election house. The barricade is a buffer of 200 meters.
So we are seeing that the police, the security, are allowing people to cross the barricade, because there has been a precedence already.
Absolutely.
So what is good for the goose is good for the gander.
Well, the violation is earlier. Those people, it was only the vehicle with few others that actually did it. Now that they couldn't stop those people, if you want to count this number, I am optimistic that this is more than 250. Yesterday they gave the GDC 250, and that was what was communicated to them. They came up with a list, but so far this number is more than that. But because there was a precedence that was set, this is what led to everything. The people that set the precedence came with a vehicle. All those that follow suit came with an additional vehicles. So this is why it is good, regardless of your party size, or regardless of your own imagination of your party size. Rules are rules, and they are meant to be respected and must be honored. Failure to do so, the Independent Electoral Commission should have taken a punishment and pronounced a fine instantly for violating that could have come and neutralized the situation. Unfortunately, we didn't see that happen.
Baden jibe la han kabe nyal bala skrimo jibe kam nyin temen ngalon ne ko bilam lulu njango da nyin nomination la fanala ganu tatale PDOIS tata sa membina ka wala ka da nyin gapti nyin temena fela sita fang anen momar nyaay nyaati le nyola njikata ko nyin ka den jabiro fanam bina dune tema gap itolo mo Gambia Action a party ti anon miya nyaadon ka wala memula presidential candidate afana mo retired general ti Mamadou Sow nyin temen nyal nyaba alla screeno kan a felentinga sita ando njigitale ko nyinen karo nin jabiro fanam be kala fentim yalo ka bena dunna gap la presidential candidate ning Aliou Momar Njie tema badingol mbawo bengol to jambi coming na studio to jang jama ko fanan aning ya jamela parele nyal kamulu nga
to nyambe namin no ka bringa sita fonki yo mfara
it was jame
well this is what is running in the minds of everybody who's watching on television. You think we have a replica of Yaya Jammeh sitting right in front of Aliou Momar Njie?
It's absolutely not a dispute. Honestly, when he was coming, I didn't see him clearly. But when actually the camera took a zoom of him where he sat, I said, wow. I think I even said a copy of Jammeh.
Mr. Jones, I will not be surprised because he's also a retired general.
Yes, he was responsible for Kanila, in fact.
You can submit them one after the other, please.
kama kingani baro ka hoke kemire wona jokki
Once you tell the this is very into the system, you can get it back. You must pay for the police. But you can do that later. Go down.
ono honne sagandi khalifa salla digam honne atiri ga nyana tala garenga anga danti politiki e dagira khilla do politique incare meya kiani wadni wa sagandi kada fatu jalim baye
Well, Honorable, it's my honor to read the receipt of all the documents submitted, and this is the receipt for them. The photocopy one, make sure it's here before 4 o'clock on Friday. And yes, thereafter, they will subject to public scrutiny on Saturday. After that, I will let you know where we start. Good luck and God bless. Thank you.
Welcome back once again. As you can see, Mr. Ali Sow, the GAP candidate, has just tendered his documents to the IEC chairman, that is Ali Momanja, and he's now going to face the press to take some questions and answers session. Then from there, he will be leaving. And then, but before that, as you can see, also it seems he has met all the criteria that was requested of him or expected of him before he arrived here today. So right now, he has to go and face the press. Okay, in Satan. Toluni mom ki di Mr. Aliou Sow mi nekk GAP seen presidential flag bearer bi matal na ay kayitam jóge na IEC fu mu toll nii mu ngi dem pour waxtaan ak taskati xibaar yi pour moom mun a am lacc ay tontu nga xam ne dafay dos seen diggante li ngeen gis fële nag mooy checkpoint yi police yi ak yenn ci ay supporters yi Mr. Aliou Sow yi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo fa nekk ak ñenn ñi nga xam ne ñooy liggéeyal ñi di Red Cross Society Gambia Red Cross Society. jamono ji nag moom kii di Aliou Sow dafa war a dem waxtaan taskati xibaar yi su ko defee ñu laaj ko moom bu jëlee réew mi lan la fas yéenee wala naka la fas yéenee doxale li nga xam ne nag moom moo di réew Gambia mu mel ni fu mu toll nii loolu la ñuy sént si ñoom moom su ko defee pour mu ñëw wax li nga xam ne nag moom moo di kàddu yooya Mr. Aliou Sow nag fi toll nii ñu dem déglu ko rek ci ay kàddu.
Yes. We suspended pending impeachment.
Many are saying that the government is under the influence of foreign interference. Is that true? And if it's true, tell us if you are going to do this, are you going to stop that? How are you going to stop that?
Yes, that's true because Gambia, we are a sovereign state. We have right to be free without foreign interference, and that is not part of even the UN Charter. But it's only happening in the Gambia, and people are turning blind eye to it. So if GAB is in office, inshallah, 5th May, 5th December, inshallah, we will make sure that Gambia become a sovereign state again. Because this is something I know, both practically and theory. I did foreign policy. And in international system, your country, you should be always looking for the interest of your country. And whatever you are going to have relationship with any foreign country, it should be a zero-sum game. And that one, for sure, God will do it for the interest of the Gambian people.
So you have a military or security background. There have been much talk about the need for security reforms, etc., etc. Being a former major in the army, how is your perception of this security reform? How do you want to go about it?
Yes, thank you very much. This security reform, it can be implemented in a short term based on the reality. If you know what it takes, you can reform your security easily, but not like you take foreign advices, ideas, you rely on the past that what happened to other countries, then you got it wrong, and it will never be implemented. But for GAB, we have the idea, and we will implement it as soon as possible we are in office.
The related question to that is that it's been said that there's a feeling among the ex-service or service members that there is no need for what you call foreign troops on the ground. Will your government, if you get elected, what are you going to do about the presence of foreign troops in the Gambia?
That immediately we are announced with winners, we will just respect the protocol of ECOWAS and give them 72 hours to leave our country. Every Gambian is important. And in humanity, however you are tough on doing whatever you are doing, but you have to be humane. And we'll make sure that every Gambian will be treated as a Gambian. This is the country we have, and we have to respect each other. Yes.
Is GAB open to form a coalition or an alliance with any other party?
As of now, or even we are not thinking of it. We are going solo, and I know Gambians will know by looking at my executives, they are all young people. We know our problem, and we can handle it and make sure we transform the country on a rapid development.
We're not seeing any women amongst your executive here. What is your stance towards gender equality and fighting for women in the new government?
Yes, well, for GAB, we are not gender biased because every Gambian is important and we value every Gambian. You cannot, the men cannot do it alone. We have to include the women also so that we can develop because they have the sympathized heart to make sure that we move our country because they are the most vulnerable people. So I will use them at the forefront to make sure that Gambians have their dignified life, inshallah.
Okay. In your press release, you stated there that Bachili, joined President Barros's camp without notifying the executive for that. Is this how he has been doing in your party, the previous actions that he has been taking?
No, this was just a surprise to us. So that's all. He feel like of taking that action.
Is there any interim leader as of now, as far as Bagili is suspended?
Let's go.
That one, we will discuss it at executive level, and we will make sure that we inform the press.
And your manifesto?
Yes.
Will you share it with the Gambian people and sell your program? Elections is around the corner.
Yes, that one, our manifesto is our ideas, because we feel like for 56 years, Gambians are writing books and they cannot implement them because it's not their ideas. You can implement the ideas you have, you design, and you become the architect of your own country. So we have gap, like we just have the health sector, we have short plan and long term. Both for health, agriculture, education, and for so we will do it. And it is part of our manifesto.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having you people.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, viewers.
kon nag mbokk yi gis ngeen loolu moo nekk kaddu Mr Alieu Sow moom moo nekk presidential flag bearer bu Gambia Action Party tuntu na foofu ay kaddu bokk na si yim si wax mooy wàllu kaaraange réew mi mu ne moom bu faloo doon njiiti réew mi ñetti fan la muy may ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo nekk économique pour ñu daal di génn li nga xam ne nag moom moo di réew Gambia. Kawsu comme ni nga ko gisee rek fu mu toll nii presidential aspirant Mr Sow fu mu toll nii mu ngi génn pour dem ànd ak ay supportersam dem parce que already jël na li nga xam ne nag moom mooy joxe na li nga xam ne nag moom mooy ay kayitam waaye ci kaw loolu am na kàddu nga xam ne jot na koy wax wane na ne li jëm ci wàllu moom kii di Moussa Yalla Bathily mi nga xam ne daanaka ñu bari dañ gëm ne moom moo sos parti bi. Suspension bu ñu koy def dinañ ko waxtaanee ñoom neen seen biir parce que Moussa Yalla Bathily gisuñ ko fi te moom xibaar bi nga xam ne jot nañ ko démba mooy ne moom dafay dem ànd ak His Excellency président Adama Barrow ci élection bi ñuy waajal so mu mel ni dafa am ñagas bu am foofa waaye ci ñagas boobu ba léegi leeragul te Mr Tamsir Sow Mr Alieu Sow sorry mu ne ñoom élection bi le bëgguñ ci ànd ak kenn ñoom gëm nañ ne problème yi réew mi mën nañ koy saafaral te nag moom moo waral ñoom dañuy taxawal seen bopp jamono ji daal xalaatuñ bu defaat nit coalition wala alliance dañ bëgg a demal seen bopp mu mel ni loolu moo nekk kàddu nga xam ne war na ko fii ci IEC grounds yi su ko defee rek dama leen di bàyyi ak ne moom mooy Mariama Dem then he will give you the reports of what is happening live here at the IEC grounds here at the IEC grounds so then she will give you the updates of what is just happening. Hello Kawsu.
waaw Omar balaa ngaa dem rek dañ la bëggoon a laajte si li nga xamante ne moom mooy inconsistency bi parce que réew mi dafa am lu ñoo wax cadre réew mi di constitution moom mu ne su fekkee ne fal nañ ko suñ ko prononcé wi na loolu on the 5th la war a doon mu ne dafa jox ñi nga xamante ne ñoom dina respect di ECOWAS protocole mu jox leen 72 hours mooy ñetti fan te bés biñ la announce wi na bés boobu amuloo benn doole amuloo benn kaddu kenn dénkakul la dara te bi nga xamante ne moom mooy after inauguration bi mooy gannaaw bi nga waatee ndax tey jii nit ñi bu mu waxee loolu nit ñi war nañoo mën a am yaakaar si kii di war a yaakaar ne ku understand nu nguur di demee ku understand kañ lañ war a nit ki am doole ndax tey suñ ko falee du ñu réeral.
ok Kawsu li nga wax noonu lu am solo la yaakaar naa ki nga xam ne moom mooy Mr Alieu Sow. Misali so li muy wax noonu comme ni nga wax le rek it seems ne ëpp doole si sunu presidential aspirants yi duñ dee mun a bàyyi seen xel comme sarta luwaay di réew mi parce que am nga Halifa Sallah waxu na ko fi rek bala am fay jógee mu ne amul benn réew boo xam ne wala réew Gambie amul kenn koo xam ne sañ na koo doxal si ginnaaw sarta luwaay réew Gambie mooy ginnaaw constitution bi so su dee da nga fas yéene doxal réew mi si sarta luwaay réew Gambie yaakaar naa ne lépp lu fa munti nekk nekkul yëb-yëbee waaye war ngaa mun a xamal sa bopp yéene ci ay sarta so yow foog naa ne kooku ci waxee loolu daanaka ñi understand ñoo xam ne loolu ay wax kese la waaye nga xam ne waxi politique la rek
pour mun a nax nit ñi mun a jot li nga xam ne moom mooy seen carte waaye génne fi économique within 3 days loolu ñëpp xam ne mun ta nekk parce que dafa am yenn programme si nga xam ne already Gambie yëpp xam ne dañ ko tàmbali ba pare ak ku munti doon yaakaar naa ne in 3 days pour génne fi économique loolu benn presidential candidat du ko mën a def parce que jamono jo dafa fekk already yaa ngi nekk président elect waataluñ la pour nga mun a am doole yooyu na pour génne fi ñooñu wala use executive orders pour génne fi ñooñu so loolu ay kàddu kese la comme ni nga ko waxee
jërëjëf comme noo ko waxee dinañ toxo ci kaalamay angale ñu jox Mariama Dem ki nga xam ne moom mooy oncle Malick ba pare xam naa dinañ la engage ak yow tamit ci li nga xam ne moom mooy kaalamay soose gannaaw buñ waxtaanee ak Mariama Dem oncle Malick
Thank you very much, Council and Omar, and of course the entire team as we continue our coverage of nomination at the IEC. We have just seen the proceedings at IEC headquarters concerning Aliu Sow, and he has been able to answer some questions from the press. Mariam Adem is standing out there at Batil Harding Highway at IEC headquarters. Mariama, how do you summarize the proceedings of Mr. Sow and what he just told the press?
Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. You know, Dr. Alius.
So?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so Alius Sow has just submitted his, nomination papers to the IEC, and he has submitted all the criteria. He didn't left out any, of the papers that he is supposed to submit to the IEC. And after that, certainly he spoke to journalists, and one thing he mentioned was, when he assumed office, the first thing he will do, he will give ECOWAS 72 hours to leave the country. And also, he also made mention that they are going solo, meaning they will not be, coaliting with any other political party, in order to win the elections.
Did what the chairman of the IEC say to him regarding he will know his fate on Saturday apply to all the other contenders who have previously been at this nomination process?
I mean, all the IEC chairman said was, he gave him the certificate as he did with other with other contestants, I would say, or presidential aspirants. He gave him the certificate and was like, on Saturday, after the public scrutiny, he will know his fate, whether he will be nominated or not.
Mariama, what can you tell us about the public scrutiny? What do you know about the public scrutiny?
Come again?
There is going to be a public scrutiny. What does that entail?
Okay, so after submitting the papers to the IEC itself will go through all the papers to see whether you have met the criteria. So they will, nominate you based on that. If you have met all the criteria after the scrutiny, that's the time they will, tell you your fate, whether you are nominated to stand for the presidential, election this year or not.
Okay, thank you. Anything else that you observed that you may want us to know?
Yeah, of course. I mean, here, the environment here is so peaceful. As you can see, they have respected all protocols, except, they came with their car inside. But then, I mean, the UDP did start with it on, day before, on Monday. So, I mean, they were not the first people to, break the protocols when it comes to bringing the car in. So, apart from that, everything went smoothly, and we hope, the nomination will go like that.
And finally, we have one more to go. One more for today.
Yeah, one more. We have another independent candidate that will be submitting his papers shortly.
That is Tamsir M. Jase, the guy with the dual citizen.
Yeah, exactly.
In any platform that he had actually denounced one of his citizenship so far.
Well, we'll leave that to the public scrutiny. Mariama, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We will rejoin you when the final contender for the day comes in. Thank you. You're doing a pretty good job.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
kooku mooy Mariama Dem ak Omar Tunkara Uncle Malik comme niñ ko waxee des na benn macha allah.
waaw that's foofu la ñu war a jubloo fu mu nekk nii. ñu ngi paree waxtaan ak ko ñu ngi paree gis nomination yi nit koo xam ne maa yow and Aliou and most Gambians am nañ ne situation amoon na fi ci nguur bi fi nekkoon jàppoon nañ ko tëjoon nañ ko waaye ci situation boobu noonu American diplomat statesman Jesse Jackson ñëw toog fii nii waxtaan ñu jël ko baalal ko pardon ko yóbbu ko America okay based on the fact ne American citizen la citizenship la whether some constitution bi nangu na dual citizenship in terms of looking for the public office it's another thing understand nga ba pare to be incarcerated is another thing as well understand nga dafa am diir ci incarceration bi waaw
tëj nañ ko fukki at la
waaw lii yëpp
ban charge la moo mun a nekk su fekkee li nga xamante ne moom mooy façon crime boobu yooyu yëpp yu ñu war a mun a seegaat la
waaw lii yëpp xam nga IEC duñ def dara IEC ñoom daal dinañ bàyyi ñëpp ñëw jaala but then on Saturday su fekkee ne seet nañ li fa nekk ci seen sarta yëpp te qualify yu loo then dinañ la wax there and then ne yow qualify yu loo because of A, B, C and D su fekkee ne tamit ne IEC mistake nañ or oversight am na civil society mooy man maak yow ak yeneen organisation si nga xam ne ñu ngi toppa di democratization process ñoom luñ bëgg rek mooy pour gis ne there is all fairness ñoom mun nañoo jël issue bi ñu file a case against not only ki taxaw de duñ file a case against that dañoo file a case against the IEC ne yow IEC yow ñu ngi la jox the sole power and the responsibility pour nga nekk referee bi waaye yow red card bi nga waroon a jox kii joxuloo ko red card nañ dem ñu waxtaan di fi ñoo boppa yëpp nekkee benn in other words the highest court in the land which is the Supreme Court
ñu oote va
waaw su ko defee ñu oote va video assistant referee in this case the Supreme Court su ko defee Supreme Court bi nag any decision bi mu jël is final so nii dafa tegoo waaye nag li ma ñaan rek ak lu suñu war a egg ba foofu rek whatever be the outcome rek na nit ñi ànd ak dal
bo Uncle Malik loo wax am na solo trop foog naa benn mbir mi nga xam ne tamit war nañ koo leeral mooy askan bi nga xamante ne they are registered mooy ñu bindu ba pare am voters card wala li nga xam ne moom mooy civil society yoo wax ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi leen accrédité maanaam jox nañ leen lijaasa pour ñu observe election bi ñooñu ñëpp bokk nañ si ñi nga xamante ne mun nañ koo dem gestu lu tax ñu def ko ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy registered parce que bëgguñ man ma bañ a register it means concerne ma pour taana ñun ma dégg ne ñu ne Uncle Malik am na a bot ma bugg a booraando si loolu rek ne ñu ne Uncle Malik dual citizenship la am dafa am American citizen moo am Gambian citizen xëy na am naa li ma ko meree ma bugg a dem rek dem yóbbu te man amoon interest si suñ election process bi so therefore foog mu nekk ay registered person wala mu nekk ay civil society organisation wala mu nekk organisation wala institution bi nga xamante ne accrédité nañ ko mooy maanaam jox nañ ko lijaasa pour mu observe li nga xamante ne moom mooy election si ñooñu noonu li ñoo def su fekkee ne dem nañ si li nga xam ne moom mooy review bi ñu gis ne Uncle Malik joxe na kayiti Gambian for example joxe na Gambian ID card wala voters card waaye man am naa beyond reasonable doubt ne Uncle Malik am na American citizenship su boobaa ma ñëw ma ne leen Uncle Malik am na American citizenship ma wone su boobaa ñoom ñu mun a bàyyi loolu xel waaye léegi tamit lu dee xew mooy nit ñi duñ ko dee def ci waxtu wa because ñeneen ñi rimbi bi moo leen di yóbbaale coow li suñ demee ba nga xamante ne am na moo tax ma jël exemple of 2018 keroog bu ñu doon waxtaan ma ne in 2018 APRC seen ñaari candidates were both victims kenn ki KM la keneen ki URR Upper River Region ki nga xamante ne moom moo nekkoon KM di same li nga xamante ne moom mooy loi bi téewoon na ko waaye IEC dumoo yu nañ ko tan xam lu nañ ko mu jaala parce que amul kenn ku challenge ñu bàyyi ko mu jaala time bu ñoo challenge it was late URR Upper River Region amoon na ñu den challenge and on time balaa waxtu bi nga xamante ne moom lañ joxe balaa waxtu bi di jot challenge mi mu dugga kooku bosam ñu daaxalu ko taxaw lu tax mu am solo pour ñuy rifaa suñ boppa si jamono yooyu pour tey man su ma toogee ba dégg ne Uncle Malik ñu ngi ko nominé te man xam naa ne Uncle Malik dual citizenship la confirm naa ne am na American citizen am na sax xëj na keneen ku ma yootal si suuf jox ma kayit bu wér naa ko def ci waxtu bi su fekkee I am a registered voter su fekkee am na de registered voter te bugga naa ñu def ko mun naa dem si mbootaay ma jox leen fax yu noonu ñoom ñu def ko wala ma dem gis a concerned person bi nga xamante ne bugga na ko jéem a def ko lu tax yooyu noonu mu am solo mooy soo ko defut ci waxtu da ngaa yokk saxaar rek waaye du taaka mooy maanaam lu soo see dee wax ne ba sii la bari mi yaa lon ko wolom dimbaate bola dafa saxaar rek waaye du taaka te yooyu noonu nin dimbamma boo fan janoo bu ka kenoo so yooyu noonu dafa nekk mbir yi nga xam ne dafa am solo trop pour media bi ñu disseminate that information because if not waxuma ne Tamsir denounced leeroot ma but confirm nañ ne dual citizen la beyond reasonable doubt Dr. Sixé confirm nañ ne dual citizen la woon waaye denounce na ko maanaam bàyyi na beneen bi so boobu tamit so far first na loolu noonu lu tax mu am solo pour ñu ko leeral.
am nga keneen ku des am na Papa Fall
waaw Papa Fall waaye xam nga moom ëllëg la.
waaw
Papa Fall moom ëllëg la déggaguñ anything wala déggaguma anything si moom waaye boobu defuma ko woon gestu because démba si guddi ma ngi doon seet bu ki nga xamante ne moom mooy ki nga xam ne moom mooy Mr Jasseh di Tamsir M Jasseh waaye gisuma fenn fi nga xamante ne bindal nañ ko ne delloo na waaw so far moo tax xam naa ne tey si guddi bu soobee borom bi dinaa check that of Papa Fall as well but those are important issues bi nga xamante ne suñ ko defee ñu fësal ko dina génnee that fear si nit ñi te loolu dinañu dimbali lu bari alaaji bay lo bari xam naa dinañ la bàyyi nga xuus si mandinka ñu bàyyi Uncle Malik su boobaa mu tënka
enen mbara bake kawso enen mbara bake Mr Jones baari ngol han kabel be Star TV le jibe ko min faram be la kan radio 96.6 ñina mo ala nomination coverage men commence tanon kabren sibito bilo mo long lolu jangoti men mbara kaytol samba kan IEC ñin tamena wala keta former major general Aliou Sow ate parti min nya donc wala keta gapti Gambia Action Party ala kaytol be sambale nga mo le fanan Momar Njai mi an ko telum siranti yo tata ñi IEC akayla ko wel janning sibito mba folele aketa nyaming wala atenying sibito fong ngajel fana anin kibar talal fana diamata kadu nga Omar Tunkara Sorojale Omar fana diamata nemmen keda Mariama Demti ay kumo dol min fo min yalon ko fong wala badending parti yo nyin la karola badingol kal hakilo bulane ko kunun suto kibaru fulala fendita atenying gapla fanala wala min keta parti fong la nyaron koti wala min keta ila secretary general ti katu gap mu parti mi yalon ko secretary general bi jere aning ila presidential candidate jumalum secretary general ti wala mu Musa Yali Baciliti nga moyle kunung iko ateko akafuta president Adama Baroma nata moy fananko gap fon gap party fon inara nyin disinota ka suspend wala mo ka tanyin atong atanyin party to nga moyle kibar tala fana ya atanyin Aliou Sow nyin kala amin fuje wala nyin ko to nyalom aketale andum fana ay kumo do fana fo mi yalan ko mimba dending atanyin ECOWAS la ako ñi alaya teke ako ñi alaya te gagnendi mimba kala atanyin December 40 wala December 5th election ore ako amba tilisa ba dorong aba katalal aja ko economic ye finti banko kan jang wodum enta kilo bulane men kawsu kunun nga independent nomination nga independent do fana min kada Mamadou Ba tuti njigala kuna tele labanta nada ada fana mi foki batale wolum nyinde ko abina nane bala bakela Gambia ni Senegal mi bakela fensi jambati ni mu fenir mi yalla ko na presidential candidates ni bañi foka ñin tamena what comes to your mind
no generally the issue of fence ni ajibe yalo iko tonya fe teria buka teria tinga tonya be daming is possible in other countries ntol nien na boda jibel ntol nin Senegal modo dula dol bijel ko ibuka long fam mintolam because like if you go to Dimbaya in Combo Central, a little bit after our area. Iba jela ko mo kilingo ayabe jana ala kunko be jana ayabe Gambia le ala kunko be Senegal. So near J fence abe kela nyadi. So those are issues me ya lonko tonya fe tere abukateria tinya. And the near jibe until Gambia by border until we are only bordered with Senegal. So be hani near munga munke. It is true after Nataka Kumonyi Nyandi demanding ka focus so that they can fight the issue of drugs. But there are better ways to fight drugs than actually putting up a fence. In fact, who said the National Assembly will even allow you pass a law that will actually prioritize building a fence to actually fight what you said you want to fight over our health, our education, and other things that traffic is a problem in the Gambia. Health is a crisis in the Gambia. Employment is a bombshell. We had those problems, and you think we will give you our funds to go and put up even a Baba Waya?
The traffic is a nightmare.
Thank you for the experience today. So generally, these are issues that honestly, it tells you, okay, my understanding, that they don't have what to tell to Gambians. They didn't do their homework, and the only thing that they can do is Vengata. This is what they have. They are angry, they had issues, and the only way they think they can do, express it, is to come and showcase their intention for presidential candidature, just to actually get a room to actually vent their anger.
Quickly, let me engage Mr. Jones before we go to the next chapter. Mr. Jones, we've been hearing candidates here saying they want to, they want to suspend, these drugs, all right, because the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency are trying, and their utmost best, to see that this drug is stopped. But what came to my mind in the Gambia here, always when we hear people are arrested of drugs, who is bold enough among the presidential candidates to come and tell us, if I am elected into office, I will stop alcohol?
Alcohol is legal in the Gambia by law.
Okay, now.
Yes, alcohol is legal.
His question is, I thought you were going to just stop at the drugs and not come to alcohol. Alcohol is legal. Alcohol is a legal commodity. It's not only Christians that drink alcohol. The vast majority of alcohol consumers in this country are Muslims.
Indeed.
I guess you know that.
I totally agree.
All right. The barkeepers, the people who operate bars and restaurants are very angry when it is Ramadan. Because the market goes down.
And when the COVID came.
And then on the night of Quaritier or Tobaski, those bars are full.
Indeed.
And who fills them? Muslims.
Indeed.
But let's forget about that. Let's look at the issue of the drugs. How many huge quantities of drugs have been seized in this country by the drug enforcement agencies? And nobody has ever come out to tell us what was the outcome of those drugs. Where is the drug? Have they been disposed of? In the presence of who? Were journalists invited to see these? Are these drugs being stored somewhere? It reminds me of a scenario in Sierra Leone when a whole minister of agriculture took a whole shipment of rice and sent it to another country. And when asked, he said it was the rats that ate the rice. The shipment of rice was eaten by rats.
Those mice must be freedom fighters.
They must have been. I mean, they actually. But what I'm saying,
yes,
there are three incidences of drugs. Major drug seizures. One in the Jammeh administration, two in the Barrow administration. Okay, the recent one was the Musa. What is the guy? The guy who disappeared into thin air and is wanted.
Banda Keita.
But Keita. Now, where is the drug? Where is it now? Who can account for it? Are we giving updates? Are we not citizens of this country that should be told that this canker, this virus that is eating into our society is being taken care of. I think we need to know.
Someone,
it is our right.
Someone told me, I will not mention his name. Someone told me, because I actually passed him, he told me, well, those drugs are under control at the moment.
Under control.
Under control.
You are the only one who should know. Are you the only one who should know?
Uncle Malik, that is a vague statement. It has no meaning.
It doesn't.
It's obviously under control. Because we are not seeing it loitering on the streets. So it is under control. But under whose control?
How long now? For how long? And for how long will it be under control? And what kind of control?
Absolutely. Secondly, when I saw the message, Musa Yali Bacheli, the man with the 290 failed days. Yes, seriously. Accused Barrow's government for not corruption, but extreme corruption. By default or by mistake, even to appreciate the Barrow's administration, not to talk of even trying to associate himself. Remember, before the death of Sadauda, he said Barrow's government is extremely corrupt, that within 90 days, if they don't come and clear the air, he is going to leak the secret. And this is the secret. And when I interviewed him on the up this morning at Star TV, this was what I said. Are you trying to actually do a rat mice game? You run to death, make noise, come down, bite, and blow. And he said, no, he means it. 90 days later, almost 100 days plus later, I invited him to the platform. And when he came, I asked him the same question. You owe Gambians an answer after 90 days. And the excuse he gave wasn't genuine. He said because he respects Sadauda. I said, then you want to tell us you know that Sadauda was going to die. And he said, no, but he died. I said, after your 90 days. And you said within 90 days, not after 90 days. He came and promised Gambians that he is going solo, where Ali was put up. And then he said he is optimistic that they will win. It is on the records. He went and now tried to associate himself with the same government that you accuse of corruption and that you accuse of not being visionary. Because he said he is a visionary leader. That is what he said. So seriously, what type of people do we have in the Gambia? Is it not time that we look at the laws in which somebody can establish a political party? Don't be surprised, we will get a president who will mortgage the Gambia for another country. Because Musa Yali Bacheli had actually manifested such. If with all the statements you made, with all the interviews you've granted, there is no single time that you even shown a word of appreciation to the Barrow's administration. I remember the issue of the diplomatic passport saga, when the then Justice Minister's parents appeared. He said, if I were him, I was going to resign. And used a heavy voice. Now you actually went and did something bigger than that. He shouldn't have waited for them to suspend him. He should have honorably resigned if he actually meant his words. I mean, this is time that we face the people and tell them before their face that, man, you are not the guy. And then we move forward. Musa Yali Bacheli is fake.
This came to my mind yesterday, Mr. Jones, when this news was broke that, Musa Yali Bacheli has joined Barrow. What came to my mind, was because Musa Yali Bacheli, he's not a presidential candidate. Even before the coming of Sow, it was General Lamin Bojang. Due to some issues, Lamin Bojang had to form his other party again. What came to my mind?
Tamsir was one time there.
Was also one time.
Tamsir. Thank you.
The same Tamsir that's going to come for nomination today.
Thank you very much. So yesterday night, this came to my mind. I asked myself now, but is it Gap who joined Barrow or is it Yali Bacheli alone? Within 20 minutes, I saw another press release that Yali Bacheli has been suspended. So I came to the conclusion, this one is only for Yali Bacheli, but Gap stand as Gap, and Ali Sow today he is nominated.
As an individual, I don't think Yali Bacheli has anything to add. He cannot add value to the NPP. I mean, if it was the entire party, Gap, that moved to President Barrow, we would understand. But this is one lone stranger that has run the whole country talking evil against the president until you have vested You have tired yourself out. You have become unpopular within your own party. You decide to say, all right, let me go to where the pasture is green. I mean, I will not take him serious. I honestly will not take him serious.
Not serious.
Of course, it's not serious.
Don't sugarcoat this statement, Uncle Malik. Askan bi comme niñ ko waxee. It is unfortunate ne réew mi dafa mel ni léegi nit ñi dañ jël political party def ko bitiki mbaga. That mun ngaa dem si Uncle Malik mu abal la 25 nga dem si Alaaji Baylo Bari mu abal la 25 nga dem jël $50 si ki nga xam ne moom mooy Alaaji Fati dem tayle ko ñu jox la bagage nga teg ko si bitika mbaga bi wóor lu ma si am jël sëñ bi réew mi is bigger than that. A political party is supposed to be a serious institution. Waaye form political party wóor dëkk bi depuis boo formé political party yow nga ne gisuloo dara lu baax lu nguur gi def jóge foofu noonu tuumal nguur gi ne yow am nga firnde yu wér ne nguur gi dafa bëri li nga xamante ne moom mooy luubal ak njuuj njaaj nga toog ba benn fan balaa bés bi nga xamante ne yow si nga war a dem nominate sa political party bi nga form si lañ war a nominate nga ne yow yaa ngi dem ànd ak ki nga xamante ne kooku nga yàggaa tuumal ne defut dara jubut kooku def luubalkat la tey ji yow fooy dem sa ñooñu naka lañ laa xoolee bu digg yow su fekkee ne yow nit ki nga xamante ne comme moom ni nga ko dee waxee soo waxee benn ñaar mu ne la jëflante na ak ñëpp soo waxee benn ñaar mu ne la moom nit ku gëm yàlla la soo waxee benn ñaar mu ne la moom dafa gëm ne nit bi nga xamante ne nit yi liggéeykat la te benn yoon du na la nangoo wax ne man businessman la tey jii nit boobu noonu si diir bu gàtta bi nii mu ne la sif na allegiance moom mu ngee dem support ki nga xam ne moom mooy président Barrow di same nit bi nga xamante ne moom nga tuumaloon ne nguuraam gi dafa korop di same nit bi nga xamante ne nga ne kooku noonu nekkul borom gis-gis si amul gis-gis bu sori mooy lu anglais di wax vision yow nga wax ne yow you are a visionary leader tey jii yow nga def associate sa bopp ak kooku te leer na ne Barrow du wàcca yow nga jiitu obviously I mean come on xam nga ne su xam naa ne dangaa nax nit ñi naxaale sa boppa te waxtu dafa jot pour ñu wax nit ñi dégga te yàlla rek a tax parce que réew mi ñun ñoo ko bokka suñ ko dugalee si loxo yu réer ñun ñoo see soona donc Malick waaw jël break bara ki nga xamante ne moom mooy last nominee bi di ñëw.
Now thank you very much Kawsu. Of course my dear brothers Omar Bailo, I think we have been able to look at the issues as they stand regarding the political situation and that which surrounds the GAP political party. The next person to join us on the nomination process was also a leader of GAP, Tamsir Jase. This is a very interesting moment. Yeah, he used to be flag bearer for them, but right now he's going to stand solo. We also know that he holds a dual citizenship. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we will be looking at his sojourn at the IEC. Thank you, gentlemen.
announcement marks the first case of COVID-19 in the Gambia. This particular confirmed case is a lady in her 20s who returned from the UK on Sunday through the Banjul International Airport. A day after arrival, she started to have fever and decided to self-isolate at home. She reported to the MRC under isolation and was tested and found to be positive. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Medical Research Council, have started the process of contact tracing and will endeavor.
I say Corona, pack up your bag and go. One after Kairola, just in case you don't know Corona. I say Corona, stop hurting my motherland, making us run around. One after Kairola, Corona.
It started out in China. You forgot the fact hand can say na. Legi munge low all around the world. Them professionals can't play ball. Everything mungi shut down. Yep mungi wall bangi sona. Kenya lead musa talk. Corona. Wall be a persona. Anata from nowhere kamolu be tora. Hale yangi talk dinje them school. Dr. Yangi gas dito jema soul. They can be tech nyepli indoors. No handshake, loho yangi balls. Everybody around here gotta play safe. Bulko musa hawk, bulko musa keys. Cover up your nose every time you sneeze. Rahasas a loho for your own peace.
Pack up your bag and go. All after Kairola, just in case you don't know Corona. I say Corona, stop hurting my motherland, making us run around. All after Kairola, Corona.
Yeah. All you gotta do is play safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Protect yourself, protect your family and your loved ones. Wash your hands and be mindful of touching your face when you sneeze. 100.
Sambugelu mujar rek na ko jenda Fuma muna dem rek yo balela Nduma muna def dara bale umala Bilai walai man ya ula buga Baby galo baby Man bulma min be Fatima Baby galo baby Man dumala mere be baila Baby galo baby Yo bulma min be Fatima Baby galo baby Man dumala mere be baila Sun mutin manga